And we are live. No countdown today because I don't know how to do it. Justin's never shown me how to do the countdown. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Sunday Out of the Basement stream here. Let's make sure it's everything's going according to plan. Checking out the YouTube end of things. Who put all these ads on this video? Who put all the ads on this video? Okay, we're good. We're good. That's all I needed to see. That's all I needed to know. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another lazy Sunday Out of the Basement stream. Of course, I'm Nate. Today, I'm joined with a very special guest making his fourth appearance.
I don't even know anymore.
On the channel, my good friend, David, aka WOLFSTALKER25. Thank you for joining me once again, David.
No problem. I'm always happy to be here.
Of course, of course. We're just going to be talking figs today. Nothing super specific. Justin is out on a little vacation. He's got some PTO time he needed to burn up from his job. So he took a little trip up to see his family up in the Minnesota area. So everyone wish him a safe, happy trip back down here. I know he did a vlog and he's found some Halo figures as well. No Wave 31, at least since the last time I spoke with him. I know he's been checking targets like crazy trying to find Wave 31. We have had no luck so far. So we really, just are striking out big time with Wave 31. I thought that we at least would have found some of the figures at this point, but yeah, nothing so far. But of course, before we get into it, let's say what's up to everyone in the chat. We've got David Edge in here. Nice to see you from across the pond. Good evening to you, sir. Rick, how are you doing? We also have Rena, our resident YouTube celebrity here. Rena, thank you for joining us today. Nice to see you. And Chen Razzie as well. Always a pleasure having you in the stream. We've got Joseph Bett. Hide all the beer. The nerds are here. We don't need to hide the beer. We don't need to do that. Hooter Mikulski, nice to see you. Greetings from Canada. Hello, hello. We got Wyatt Green here. Says, hey guys, I ordered the Bad Batch except for Hunter from Dorkside months ago and still haven't got a shipping notice. Is it just MG problem or has this happened to anyone else? Is it my problem? They might just be waiting for another shipment of the figures. If they haven't canceled on you at this point, I think you're fine though. So you just got to play the waiting game a little bit longer. I'm sure with the global shipping crisis, stuff is still backed up. Stuff's coming out, like out of order, so like the archive wave hit really early in some places. Wave 31's hitting early in other places. So there's really no telling at this point, but I'm sure your pre-order is just fine. Probably just got to wait it out until they eventually ship. So yeah.
Pre-orders across the board on like everywhere seem like super early or super late anyways.
Oh, absolutely. Or they all come at once, which has really been the
awful.
The wallet destroyer recently is just like so many things that you're like pre-ordering and you're like, okay, this says it's going to ship in 2022. And then you get a shipping notification a week later and you're like, and you're just like, my wallet's been getting decimated. But then of course, like Black Friday, Cyber Monday too, all those cheap figs.
I had to be a good boy for some of those. And I was like, I can't buy them.
I was bad, especially since the Rancor failed. I had $375 burning a hole in my pocket. So I definitely bought some crazy off the wall stuff just because it was cheap, which we'll show, we'll talk recent pickups later on, but Salty Trees, nice to see you there. Hope everyone is well. We're doing well today. It's a nice chilly Sunday here in Indiana. BRFC, greetings from the UK. You guys disappointed like me about the Rancor. Of course. I mean, it's unfortunate, especially when it was so close to funding that, it is what it is at this point. I've already come to terms with, we aren't going to get it, at least at this point. I know I'm sure some people will ask a little bit later on if or when Hasbro might do a relaunch. And I personally don't see that happening anytime soon, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Um, and we'll talk more Rancor a little bit later here, but for now we're just gonna say what's up to everyone in the chat. Of course, we got Riley Cross, we got Todd Fig Fury in here as well. Straight out of Coruscant, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Rhino Hobbies, also a pleasure here. We've got Di in here. Greetings from Italy. How you doing over there? Josh, how's it going? Howdy, nerds. We got Mitch in here as well, coming in strong with the period. Mango Fett, nice to see you. Mark, it is always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Not flying solo. David just doesn't he doesn't show his face. That's totally fine. So it's just audio only for him. We've got Sid Wise. How's it going? Freddy74. Dawn, nice to see you. That's unfortunate that a notification did not go out. I mean, hopefully you have notifications completely turned on. I know if there's like an option to only put them on like some of the time, and so like you'll only get certain video recommendations. It's really random. It's really random. Todd, that was Can I Even Draw, aka Stone Cold Killer. David is just a good friend of mine in real life. We've known each other for a long time, and so we're good collecting buddies. And anytime we hang out, we can just go for hours and hours and hours about toys. So, perfect guess.
Standing in random parking lots.
yeah, exactly. Standing in random parking lots, talking about action figures for hours on end. It's always a fun time, though. It's always a fun time. And Marvel Legends, man. Hey, Nate, I haven't been able to join the streams for a couple of months, so I'm glad to be here. It's nice to have you back, Marvel Legends, man. I noticed you have been missing for a while, but that's okay. No worries there. We're always happy when you can make time for us. Like Justin always says, it's mind-blowing to us that even right now, we've got 74 people in here that are willing to spend their Sunday afternoon with us, so it's always appreciated. And in relation to that, don't forget to hit like, because I'm sure there's only a few likes on the stream right now. So let's go ahead and pump those likes up here. We've got 25 right now. So let's get those likes up. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Sid Ways, my Wave 31 case showed up Friday from Dorkside. Man, I am losing the Dorkside full case lottery. I also pre-ordered a full case, and I have not got a shipping notification yet. And I pre-ordered them before the initial sellout. So, it's like, man, I keep seeing like my case, Toy Bro, all sorts of other creators getting their shipping notifications. And I'm just sitting here like refreshing my emails on the hour, trying to see if I get that sweet shipping notification, but nothing yet. So, Gilberto, nice to see you. Hello. Fugman. We got Sith Vicious in here as well. Infernal Hippo, nice to see you. Wheels of Chaotic Doom, all the way from down under. Nice to see you. Richard, always a pleasure. Zavi16. Now I know kind of how Justin feels a little bit when you're just rifling through the chat here. Jonathan Anderson, don't want to skip you, buddy. Don't want to skip you. How you doing? We got Volts in here as well. Wyatt, yes, that's my problem. I'm getting very impatient. I've waited 6 months. I get that. I totally get being impatient. But at this point, I'm pretty sure the Bad Batch figures fetch a decent price on the aftermarket. So I would not cave in. If there's still open pre-orders, I would not cave in, because that means that there's a restock coming at some point. You just got to wait it out. Gamer Zone, nice to see you. Let's see. Walmart is getting new stock of Casca Wave. Oh, yeah. Yep. I've seen the Casca Reeves Wave, Target, Walmart, all over the place, which is a good thing. And I've actually found Casca in stores. I've seen Aura in stores. So, like, the really popular characters I've actually seen hanging on a peg, which is mind-blowing, especially for Black Series at this point.
Is that the same wave with that new General Lando?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw him yesterday when I stopped at Target, and I was like, "Nope, you're $10 almost on Amazon. I'm gonna wait till you drop cheaper."
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Lando, I mean, across the board, Lando's always a peg warmer, but that General Lando figure is pretty sweet. Definitely the second best Lando figure, I would say, right behind Skiff Guard. So it's worthy. It's worthy, but I totally understand because that thing, for some reason, Hasbro likes to pack 2 Landos per case, like no matter what. And it's like, why would you pack or a Sing or Cosca Reeves as 1 per case, but then Lando's 2 when he's got
Yeah,
when
a
he's got a
character already does bad.
right, when he's got a history of peg warming, it's like, come on, why can't we get the more desirable figures as the more case 2 per
They
case or
got their
so.
new sculpt. They got to keep those secretive and can't give them out too much.
Yeah, they got to dangle you on the peg there. Tony, how's it going? Nice to see you. 219 Star Wars guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people's Razor Crests are just sitting on a ship somewhere because I know that more and more each week keep getting shipped to the United States and Canada. So really, it's only a matter of time before people start getting their Razor Crests, which that's going to be amazing to see. I can't wait to see people's Razor Crests. Nathan, how's it going? Jason, nice to see you here as well. Yeah, Wheels of Chaotic Doom. My pre-orders are being pushed back constantly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone's pre-orders are getting pushed back. There's also, people's pre-orders getting pushed forward. So it's the pre-ordering right now makes no sense across the board for all action figures.
It's just a bad double-edged sword of just like, I'm waiting for this one, but then I got 6 that I was like assuming next year. It just sucks.
Yeah. No kidding. Poodoo Room, what's up? Nice to see you there. Yeah, Joseph, Rancor was short. It was short a little less than 500 backers, actually. If they probably would have extended it out 20, 30 minutes, it easily could have funded, but they did not. They chose to just call it as is, which I can't blame them. Dank Ches, nice to see you. Yo Nate and No Cam Stalker, man. I like that. Like the rhyming. Jazzy 35K, what's up? Mango Fett just picked up the ESB Darth Vader. Oh, fantastic figure. David, do you have the ESB Vader?
Which one's that one?
It's the Galaxy packaging, the last Vader that was released. It also came in an...
I think so. I think I got the Empire box one. So yeah, the blue one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got that one. Yes, that one's a really good one. It's replaced the other one that I had, pretty much.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely the quintessential Vader at this point. David Klink, what's up? Finishing final exam for this semester. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. I know you are probably going to nail it, though, so I have faith in you. Glad to have you on in the background. Makes me happy. All right. We've got Lewis in here. Any news on the 212th? You know damn well there ain't no news on the 212th.
That the Walgreens nightmare.
Yeah, the one that's...
that we'll never find and will never probably have a U.S. release.
Yeah, it was revealed, not available for pre-order in the United States. And on top of that,
wasn't that like 8 months ago too, or something like that, or even like longer?
Yeah, they recently commented on it in a live stream, so it's really hard to say for sure what's going on with it. I know Patrick did say, thank you. I know Patrick did say that nothing has changed about it, that it's still going to be a Walgreens exclusive. It's still not going to have a pre-order, but yeah, it's just one of those things where I think it's just going to show up. It's going to be chaos here in the States.
I wonder if it will end up on maybe like Big Bad, because Imperial Crosshairs, I think, on Big Bad now.
Yeah, that is true. I kind of feel like Big Bad just did that, though, simply because it's been sitting in stock on Walmart's website because it is also $32 on Big Bad. So
true.
I would imagine they probably just bought a bunch, got the free shipping, and then we're like, hey, let's charge $32, and they make like, $5 or so in profit, which I mean, it's a good thing though. Big Bad ships to a lot of places that I'm sure Walmart doesn't. So there's probably some international people that are able to get Imperial Crosshair now, which never a bad thing. I know some people were like, oh, Big Bad Toy Store is just scalping. But I think in this specific case, it's fine. It's fine. Norsky, what's up? Nice to see you. Of course, our original moderator here. Not going to make the live stream today. Got to get my dad caught up on Spider-Man. Hey, that's important. That is important. You got to get him up to speed so he can enjoy the new film. Dank Ches, you got your full case. Why is everyone getting their full case but me? Like, this is seriously a bunch of malarkey.
Well, you're
Logan,
not allowed to have reviews. That's why.
Yeah. Logan, it's nice to see you here. It's, and I want to say it's because I also ordered a spare Jedha Patrol Trooper, but here's the thing is I ship my items as they arrive. But sometimes I feel like maybe it doesn't matter what you pick, and if you have something else in the order that they don't have, they're just not going to ship it out to you. I haven't quite determined how that works, but I feel like that could be a contributing factor as to why I don't have my Wave 31 yet. Yep, so hey, I'm glad we're going through it together, Todd. I really am. Ricky, how's it going? Rumor has it Wrecker's finally hitting the UK. UK people? Anyone? I'm sure some people have Wrecker. I feel like some UK fans of ours have their Wreckers already.
I don't even have my Wrecker yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you pre-order your Wrecker from?
Big Bad.
I
don't know if he's sitting in my pile of loot right now or if he still hasn't hit. But he might be in the pile of loot, and I just haven't looked in a while. I've had that sitting since like August. Yeah,
I recently had to ship my pile of loot. I had a Clone Trooper model kit that had 2 days left on it, so
I know I need to ship mine soon. My Spidey 2099 has been in there since I think August or September.
Great.
But he's hitting his limits.
Fun figure, although of course it's just pizza Spidey, but how it goes.
I wish he was on a different body, like PS4 Spidey or even the new retro one.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going to get a new figure now, though, especially because of his appearance in Spider-Man Across the Universe, which he looks huge for some reason. They made him super big and bulky. I'm kind of curious what's going on in the story of that movie. But 90s Nerd Life, nice to see you there. Jonathan, that's awesome. Your Trapper Wolf finally shipped. And Jason, that's even better. Battlefront 2 Jet Trooper. I can't wait to have that figure. Can't wait. Yeah, Marvel Legends, man. Absolutely. Shock Trooper. Well, Shock Trooper was up for quite a while. It popped in and out a few times. But yeah, the 2D Clone Wars figures for sure need to go back up for pre-order. Because I understand a lot of people either missed them or didn't want to pre-order something that was just a picture from the animation.
Yeah.
With, no figure screenshot. So I get why people were like, well, I don't want to
I didn't even know they went up. I'd never seen them until they were gone.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like they came and went right away. I remember I was freaking out at work trying to get it taken care of, get my pre-orders secured. Also, over 100 people in the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. Smash like, hit subscribe, check out David's channel. He does reviews as well. It's in the description. Let's help David get some new subs. He does all sorts of stuff like World of Halo, Spartan Collection, Marvel Legends, all sorts of stuff. David's got a place. You've got a great variety on your channel, though, but also one of the very few channels that covers World of Halo, which I think is some of my favorite content of yours to watch because there's just not a whole lot out there for World of Halo. And I kind of feel the same way about our coverage of the Diamond Select Lord of the Rings stuff. There's just not a lot of people out there covering these lines. So it's great that that you kind of fill that void. So yeah,
I
if
know
you're
I did some stuff on that League of Legends Spin Master stuff, and I had someone comment, and they're like, "Can you do this figure or do this figure?" And I'm like, "I don't have that figure. It was one of the 5-inch ones. I didn't want it."
Those League of Legends figures look so cool, but I buy so much stuff I know nothing about. I'm like, I gotta pump the brakes on doing that, especially like I don't know what it is. It's like it almost looks like a mage. They're like all black. They have a bunch of spiky stuff coming out of them. I'm like, man, that figure just looks badass. I've seen it in Target a few times, and
they're gonna probably clearance at some point because I don't think a lot of people are buying them, especially because League of Legends fans already spend too much money on like skins and stuff like that in that game anyways, that they're probably not gonna buy plastic figures. So
yeah. So I think if I could find it for like 10 or less. Same thing with those new Hasbro Fortnite figures. I found a couple in stores and I'm like, oh, these look so fun. They look fun.
I'll admit I bought 2 of them. Still haven't got around to doing the reviews for them, and I forgot to post when I bought them. I've had them for like a month.
Which ones did you get?
Lynx, the cat one.
Yeah.
The black cat looking one in a way. And then I bought Ripley, the big blue translucent one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I want to get the cat one, maybe paint it up a little bit, turn her into like a Catwoman.
Yeah.
You know, like a armored up Catwoman figure. But the one I really, really want is that Midas Gold.
Yeah.
Knight looking dude.
I want him, but I almost want to just take a Marvel Legends head and put him on him because I don't like his unmasked head and I don't really like his armored head look either.
Oh, really?
But I like the body look.
I think I agree with you. I don't like the unmasked head. That's kind of like whatever to me, but I actually thought the gold skull mask was pretty dope.
I'd have to give it a second look to remember what it looked like fully, but I know off the like very first glance impressions, I wasn't a fan of it.
Yeah. Let's see. Lord Vold asks, what is your most wanted figure that hasn't been made yet? Mine is Emperor or Chancellor from Rise of Sky or Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry, Revenge of the Sith. That's a good question. If it's Black Series related, I'd have to think. I'd have to really think about it because there's so many figures that have been made. I'd probably want like more KOTOR stuff, like Darth Malik or Darth Sion, Bastila Shan.
That's a hard question.
There's a bunch, but at the same time, it's like it's hard to really pinpoint. I'd love more Legends stuff, like a Dash Rendar, Star Killer.
Star Killer would be a good one.
Yeah, Star Killer though, I feel like could not be part of the Gaming Greats line. It needs to be like a mainline release somehow.
Yeah,
because otherwise,
I think initially he should be. You could probably Gaming Greats him for like a repaint or something like that, but his initial release should be at least. I mean, if you want a Gaming Greats, it needs to be like all new. It can't be retools unless there's like clearly a part that could retool for him.
Right, and I think speaking for most Black Series collectors, we probably don't want a repaint. You know, a figure that's clearly another figure, but it's just repainted to be Star Killer.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want that. I think he deserves a brand new figure, so I actually would not want that to be part of the Gaming Greats line. At least initially, you know, if they wanted to do like some repaints of like different costumes, considering he's got like 1 million, like, you know, that could really work out for the Gaming Greats line. Like make a 100% brand new Star Killer figure and then put him in the Gaming Greats line in all the different costumes.
The thing is with him is he like, I mean, you have his like Sith Lord looking costume where he's like fully armored up. You got his like default like look and like Force Unleashed 2. There's so many looks that they could go with him.
Right.
I'm just shocked they haven't made any of them yet.
Yeah, they could even do something like Vintage Collection. Maybe make like a deluxe figure where he comes with some snap-on armor pieces to change the look up a little bit.
Yeah.
They could do something like that for sure. But what's up, Isaac?
I'd definitely be a super battle droid pick for me, probably. I'm still mad we don't
Oh
have
yeah.
that yet.
Yeah, Super Battle Droid is like the enigma of the Black Series as to why it doesn't exist. 50 Sniper, what's up? We've also got Justin popping in real quick. We're a little bit behind on the comments here, but what's up, Justin? Nice to see you there. He brings up a great point. Hit that like button. So do that. All right, let's see. We've also got Sean Solo in here. Hashtag revive the Rancor. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
I have a feeling their next HasLab is not going to be Black Series now. It's going to be another vintage collection, and then maybe the next year we'll see a Black Series one.
Yeah, I definitely. I think that. Man, I think Black Series HasLab is in big trouble since the Rancor failed.
Yeah, I think we got a year or two out at least before another Black Series one pops up.
Yeah, it's not good. And we talked about it, just like how realistically nothing good comes from the Rancor not being backed. Like the fan outlash or people thinking that Hasbro was going to learn some sort of hard lesson from it failing. It's like the only thing that's going to happen is that there's not going to be another HasLab Black Series project for a very long time, like an absurdly long amount of time. So it's really not a win for anyone. It's not. And people celebrating its failure was just one of the most bizarre things I've seen, So yeah, Old Republic Trooper in Black Series. Hell yes, Quentin. Hell yes. Also, what's up? Nice to see you there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to never see another Black Series HasLab. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would not be shocked if that was it.
Yeah.
And they're probably just going to go right back to, just doing vintage collection stuff because both of those have backed. No problem.
Another problem too with like doing Black Series HasLabs is the fact that it's really hard to like pick things for it. It's like you can't do a lot of big vehicles. You'll never get a Millennium Falcon with the Black Series scale. Like you'll never get something like that.
It'd be like the size of like a full dinner table.
Yeah, like there's so many items that it's like, oh man, this would be so cool on a 6-inch scale. You'll never get it because it'd be too big.
Right. And I think that to a certain degree, I agree with a lot of the criticisms some people out there have where like Black Series isn't really a world building line.
I think it could be though. Like I think that's just kind of people just being like negative about it and being like not super optimistic where they're like, oh well, like why can't we have like a 6-inch scale like X-Wing or like more decoration stuff? Like we got the bar, like why can't you build like a scene around that?
Right. I think that's what they should really try to go for is like, diorama pieces. I feel like would get a lot of people interested because if you've ever looked at buying, custom made diorama pieces, that stuff gets insanely expensive, insanely quick. So it's something that, it wouldn't be as great as buying a custom piece, but it would definitely be more affordable.
Yeah, I think they could definitely make it work. I mean, I've looked into several custom things on like Etsy and even Big Bad where they have dioramas where they're somewhere in the range of like 60 to like $120 for a decent sized thing, and it's like, okay, it looks great, maybe. Like Hasbro could definitely find a way to make a cheap, good looking diorama for 6-inch figures.
I definitely think so. I mean, complain about the Cantina bar all you want, for the price, whatever, but that set's actually pretty cool. And I think, that's something that I've wanted for a long time in the Black Series is world building diorama pieces.
Yeah. That's what I want with like even Spartan collection. They do all this world building now with World of Halo, and I'm like, no, 6-inch.
Yeah.
6-inch world building.
We at least need some 6-inch Covenant. Like at the very least, we need some 6-inch Covenant. But Mango Fett asks, what would you like to see for the next HasLab? If there was one, I should say.
Not AT-ST or X-Wing.
Yeah, I was about to say I agree with Titter right here. ATST makes absolutely the most sense out of anything. It's big, but it's not too big. And I think you could, throw some exclusive Ewoks in there.
I think the biggest problem with the ATST is, would they make the cockpit big enough to house a Chewbacca figure?
Mm,
I think that would kind of be like the standard for it, is if Chewie can't fit in it, you're doing it wrong.
yeah, I think they would definitely. Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that they would acknowledge that.
Yeah, I think they'd cheap out on it, and Chewie wouldn't be able to fit.
Right. But I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world as long as it came with the pilot and the pilot fit in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Not we don't want another Rancor situation where it's just the Rancor and then panic, try and give him the keeper.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely, I think they need to, whatever next Black Series HasLab they do, they need to really plan it out a little bit better and think of what people would actually want, instead of like, I mean, there's so many things with the Rancor that were just like, are you even like doing this for the fans on this end? I mean, like, you look at the Sentinel and Galactus for Legends and other things, it's like, okay, all those tiers make sense. You look at the Rancor and you're like, what the hell happened here? What were you guys doing?
Yeah. I mean, Salacious Crumb, I think, was definitely the head scratcher of the tiers.
I think that one, and then the cardboard diorama back piece
Well,
were
yeah.
like insults. Like, the diorama, like, cardboard piece should have just been either part of the box or just included in the box.
For sure. I definitely agree. I 100% agree with the cardboard backdrop should have just been a thing.
Could have just been the back of the box or an
Right.
interior sleeve in the box.
Well, right, because they've done it countless times before. They've released Black Series sets that have like a diorama background, but it's just part of the packaging.
Yeah.
I really think too, because obviously there's been a Hasbro employee that's confirmed that Ula is not a possibility as a figure. And I really, really, really think that they should have just somehow come out and said that they just can't do it.
Yeah.
They didn't have to say why or why not. They just, could have said something along the lines of, hey, we know a lot of collectors out there want Ula. Unfortunately, we are not able to make that figure. And I think that probably would have helped ease so many people's lines, or the people that were holding the line waiting for them to announce an Ula. I think it just would have been so much simpler to just say, hey, we can't do this figure. Like, sorry. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So the Rancor is not happening. I had an extra $375 to spend on some other stuff.
Yeah.
But Tavon Gray, I wanted to say what is up. Hey, I've been subscribed for a while, watch most of your videos. This is my first time writing. Love that you are your own man and don't feed into the BS. Ride the wagon. Keep doing what you are doing. Thank you, Tavon. That honestly means a lot. It certainly could have been very beneficial to our YouTube channel had we been ultra negative about the Rancor. I mean, you go look at any video out there that criticizes the Rancor, and there's tens of thousands of views, and then you look at whoever's channel it may be, and you see that regularly they only get maybe a couple thousand or something like that. So I get it. Like, the Rancor and the discourse on the Rancor could have been very beneficial to the channel, but we're never going to lie or change our opinions just to fit what other people are thinking. I still will die on the hill that, to me personally, $350 for just the Rancor was something I was willing to pay. That's my personal opinion. And I think it failing or succeeding wouldn't have changed my mind either way. And that's just how it is. We're not going to ever change our opinion to just match the crowd or chase the views or chase the likes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you think about it, if the Rancor did fund and all those people got it in hand, they would have flipped so hard the second they had it in hand, like in a year or two from now, and they'd be like, oh, this thing's the best thing ever. HasLab did it right. And it's like, okay, well, you You clearly didn't say that when it was being released.
Right. And I just don't think a lot of people understand that, like, paint costs money, articulation costs money.
Yeah.
It's not, to me, I saw the value. All those paint apps, all that articulation, the size of the Rancor, all of that, I was like, this is a no-brainer.
I would say $50 cheaper and it would have had me. I don't think it's on par with the Sentinel personally, but that's just my personal opinion. I think it was, there's no reason why it should have been charged the same price, especially when Sentinel did have included, I think, a 6-inch figure and I think one of the bendy wire, like, cables or whatever. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely get that. I really think where the discrepancy comes is just that, well, you actually own the Sentinel, so I guess we've got a real live Sentinel owner here. There's not a lot of paint on the Sentinel, right? It's mostly colored plastic.
I'm looking at it right now. It's all like the wiring looks painted.
Because I feel like that was a huge discrepancy that I personally saw. Was it doesn't look like there's too much paint.
It does have electronics though.
Okay.
So I'll give it that. Where it might be missing paint apps, it has electronics.
Okay, fair enough. I did forget that it lights up and all that. So yeah, that's a fair point. Fair point.
I'll give it all right, you have less paint, but you have a lot of working lights and stuff like that. I'm glad it doesn't have sounds. I think that would have been kind of like too much, but I don't know. I think because of the Razor Crest and because of the Sentinel last year, it really made Hasbro like think, oh, we could do whatever we want next year. The Razor Crest and the Sentinel did so well so fast. I mean, even if you look at Galactus, I think Galactus was overpriced. I mean, I think they decided to do a weird thing this year with Galactus and the Rancor where they were just like not revealing tiers fast enough or properly.
Right. Or I was gonna say, but after the backlash got so bad for the Rancor, the Star Wars team just said screw it, and they were like, they just ripped the Band-Aid off, and they were like, here's the other 2 tiers.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Galactus we didn't see the final tier until like 5 days before it was done.
Yeah, it was super last minute, and it was like a really, really early digital render.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's I mean, it's hard to say. Like, obviously, I think 100% of the blame is on Hasbro and how this was marketed. I don't think the fan backlash, even though I disagree with the toxicity, I don't think that is really what caused the HasLab to fail. I think it was the lack of transparency and the poor marketing behind the Rancor that really sank it.
Did they even have digital renders when they revealed it, like at PulseCon? Or did they just say it's coming?
The first announcement, because here, it all started back in June when Patrick slipped up and he said what it was, and then tried to play it off like that wasn't it. But then a few days later, they just put out like a general post, and it was like, "Yep, Black Series HasLab, it's coming." And then I think in August they were like, "Yep, it's the Rancor."
I thought August was the slip up when he was in that YouTube conference. Because I thought in June, we're doing one. August was like the YouTube thing where he slipped. He was like, "Oh, like the Razor Crest and the Rancor," and he's like, "No, not the Rancor. I'm sorry."
Yeah, you're right. And then I think so early September it was when they were finally like, "Yep, it's the Rancor,"
and they just posted a picture of a Rancor.
Right, they didn't have anything to show.
I don't think we got full confirmation until PulseCon in October, which. They didn't have the physical model there, correct? There was no model. They just maybe had like a 3D render, which was unpainted. I thought. So they were absolutely really, like, that should have been like physical 3D unpainted model at PulseCon, or even painted model. I mean, they should, if they went all in on it with it that first day and then revealed the first tier unlock instead of like waiting a couple days and being like, "Hey, it's a Gamorrean guard. Here you go." It's just like, all right.
Right. Yeah. And they should have just had Malik Hilly included right at the get-go. I mean, I know that if you look throughout the history of Rancor releases, there has never been a single Rancor release that comes with the Rancor Keeper, believe it or not. But it was still important. It was still something a lot of people were expecting anyways. So if they would have come out right out of the gate, said 9K, you get the Rancor Keeper, it would have funded a long time ago. It would have funded a long time ago.
I think even if you wanted to still go Gamorrean Guard Force first and make the Rancor Keeper the first tier unlock, just include the Gamorrean and include that like cardboard diorama piece, or maybe like one or two of the bones. And then that's it. You know, I think you're fine. I think you could have even slacked on one of the tiers then at that point, if you just included a couple of those tiers as default with the thing.
Right.
Because, I mean, what would it have cost them to throw in one of the Gamorrean guards that everyone already, well, most people already have. I don't even have one, but that most people have.
Right. And I think, you know, they didn't even really have to retro card back it. They could have just put it in the package uncarded to just have it to put in the Rancor's mouth, you know?
Yeah, the Sentinel didn't even, its 2 6-inch figures didn't even come in a card back or anything. They were just loose in plastic baggies in the styrofoam. I'm sure Galactus's 4 figures will be just loose in there with it, or 3 figures.
For sure. And I honestly think that that's preferable to me.
Yeah.
As someone who opens the figures, when I get a figure and it's on a vintage card back, I feel guilty when I rip it open. And if the Rancor did fund, and if I got Gamguard, Salacious, and Luke, I wouldn't have opened any of them.
Yeah. That would have been the worst thing for me, because I would have wanted to open that Luke, especially, or the Gamorrean Guard, because I don't have I don't have Salacious or Gamorrean at all for my Black Series. So it's like those would have been ones I would have opened or wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much, Todd Fig Fury, for the $30 super chat. He asked, at Nate, given the Rancor didn't back, you had 350 on deck, did you think about diving into Hot Toys with it? At Wolfstalker, what is your favorite Black Series figure? Also, congrats on 8K subs. Thank you so much. Yeah, we did recently hit 8,000 subscribers, so that's awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for your continued support, and thank you, Fig, for the super chat. I briefly entertained the idea of getting a Hot Toy, but now the ones that I really, really want are either still pre-orders or they're long sold out. So I was like, the ones that I really were dragging me in were already long gone. So unfortunately, I just bought some other random stuff, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But David, what's your favorite Black Series figure?
Oh man, I mean, as lame as it's gonna probably sound, probably Deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba. I think that figure.
That's an amazing figure for sure.
I think it's just too good not to love it as my favorite. I mean, there's a lot that I don't have every figure. I've kind of like, and especially now, I'm kind of drawing away from Black Series just a tiny bit, because I'm just like, I'm too deep in the Legends. I'm buying other things like World of Halo and Spartan collection are now really big. I'm going a little bit deeper into import figures here and there. So it's like something's got to get cut. And that's kind of where like Lightning collection and Black Series is like sitting at. It's like, all right, I can't have all of you. If you're part of a team with Lightning collection and I don't have you, I'm not going to buy you anymore, probably. And then Star Wars, it's like, all right, unless you're a figure I really want, I'm probably not going to get you either. I mean, there's a lot that I really like. Like, I really like Captain Rex. He's my favorite clone, like a lot of people's, and he's a great figure, but I kind of feel like he's still limited in articulation. I think that's my problem with a lot of Black Series. So it's like a lot of figures are just like, I like them, but I don't love them. The only ones I really, really like was Return of the Jedi Boba. It's like, I got him, I was messing with him for days, just doing different things with them, until he finally ended up on a flight stand and just sits on the shelf. But
he's what an amazing figure. And honestly, real quick, I wanted to say, I am so sorry to GamerZone. They sent a $20 super chat way earlier in the stream, and I totally missed it. But seeing Fig's super chat reminded me, so I'm super sorry, GamerZone. Thank you so much for the $20. my bad on that one. My bad on that one. I feel horrible. So if you're in here, Gamer Zone, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But yeah, you know, we're doing our Black Series Awards polls that we've done for about 3 years. It's kind of our end of the year video, just all about the Black Series. And yeah, so far Deluxe Boba Fett is crushing every single one, all the polls.
He was a this year figure release, right?
Oh yeah, yep, right at the beginning of the year.
I forget what like I'm like you and I talked yesterday very briefly about like a top 10 thing for the year, and I've been thinking for like a couple weeks because I want to do a video on it too. And I'm just like, what's even come out this year? Like this year's another year of like everything blends, and I don't remember what's of this year, what's of that year.
I had to look back. I was looking back at my previous reviews. I was looking back at my Instagram posts, my Twitter posts, just trying to figure out what came out in 2021. Because I was even thinking I was like, oh yeah, IG-11. And then I looked and I was like, no, I got that in 2020. I'm like, what is time anymore?
Yeah. I know so many of my figures too are like 2020 releases that I'm picking up now. And it's like, well, you don't count for these. Like,
yeah. So, thank you, Gamer Zone. It is okay. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Mango Fett said, hey, Nate, just wanted to say your and Justin's channel got me into Black Series. Been watching for a month now. Love these new Galaxy figures. Always feels good to find a hobby. Thank you, Mango. Thank you so much. It's really, really appreciate that. And Rena asks, do you think Patrick will still do the fan firsts, or does his promotion, will it create a position for a new person? It's interesting. It's interesting because I believe his position didn't really,
he probably just got new responsibilities.
Yeah,
I'm sure he still has the same old ones.
I want to say because he went from like international Black Series so-and-so to senior Black Series so-and-so. So I don't think it was like a massive position or a massive promotion to where he's like in a different position. I think he just maybe has like a little bit more power in his job. So I would assume he's probably still going to be on the live streams. It just, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I don't think much is changing. And I know some people were upset that he was getting a promotion, but like, come on, it's not Patrick's fault the way things happen for the Star Wars team.
When you think about it, live streams are so rare and few between that it wouldn't take much time out of anyone's day to be on a stream for like an hour.
Right. You know? But I mean, I think a lot of people are hopeful and like thinking like maybe this will get rid of Patrick. But you know, I don't think what happens is really his fault.
No.
He's just the messenger. He's just the guy that has to reveal the information to you. So I understand that, you know, he becomes like the proverbial punching bag, but it's
the same thing with anything, game design, figure design, whoever is your PR person and community manager people, they take the brunt of it because they're the face. You know, they don't make the decisions. They're just who has to convey the decisions that the higher ups make.
Yeah, absolutely. So Marvel Legends Man actually said he doesn't disagree with you, Wolfstalker. The new Boba, for example, looks terrible, and at $32, I'm happy to pass. So let me get your thoughts here, David. What do you think of the new re-armored Boba Fett figure? What do you think about the deluxe price tag as well?
I'll be honest, I haven't pre-ordered it yet. I think that $32 for what it comes with is kind of a ripoff. It looks like it's just like, I mean, even the Return of the Jedi Boba, like most of those pieces, like I'm sure for that one is just like some of it reused sculpt with this one. It looks like it's almost Darth Maul legs and then Boba upper body on it. It looks like it's just a lot of reuse. And there's nothing new in it. It looks like there's no new accessories. So I think 32 and being deluxe is kind of ridiculous. Yeah. I want it, but I don't like the price point at all. And I don't think it deserves that price point for what it comes with.
I could definitely, yeah, it's conflicting because Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The new rearmored Boba Fett is totally reusing Nomad Boba Fett pieces. The legs are Nomad Boba Fett. The head is Nomad Boba Fett. And I think even the arms, to a certain degree, are Nomad Boba Fett as well. So it is a figure that is technically reuse. And I do agree that, for the price for what you get, it is disappointing. It is a little bit of a stinger that it is the $32 deluxe price tag. I still pre-ordered it though, because I mean, in my opinion, it's either this Boba Fett for $32, which in my opinion still looks pretty good. All things aside, I think it still looks pretty good. Or you go the SH Figure Arts route, which is $80+.
Yeah.
And it does look better. I'll be the first to admit it. It looks better, but it's also $50 more. So hell yeah, it should look better.
Then you have another issue of scaling, because figure arts are usually smaller. So then he wouldn't scale properly, even if you go that route.
True.
I've thought the route too as well.
Yeah. I feel like with, droids, things like that, SH Figure Arts, you can fudge them. You can fudge them pretty easily, but you're absolutely right. The human characters, humanoid characters are actually, I would go so far as to say, significantly smaller than Black Series figures. So it's kind of a rock and a hard place. It's pretty much boils down to, do you want rearmored Boba Fett? If you do, you've got two choices, which actually I think the SH Figure Arts is sold out at this point. So
Probably.
I don't even think you can pre-order it if you wanted to. So it's pretty much the Black Series version for the deluxe price, unfortunately, or no rearmored Boba Fett. I know we say that a lot, but it's true. It's true. When you look at it from a collecting standpoint, you want a certain design of a certain character. You've only got so many options for the shelf. To me, you got to do what you got to do. And for me, I'm not passing on rearmored Boba Fett. And if I was able to actually pre-order the SH Figure Arts one again, I would buy that one too.
Yeah.
I'd get them both.
I would do the same. Like, I've been even thinking that with like Mando, about getting an SH or a Moff X one or something like that, just because I like the armored look and it'd be cool to have other variants of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, $32, you don't even get anything extra. And really, I'm sure their justification is going to be because paint is why he's $32. But it's like, could you have given us like some blast effects, maybe?
I mean, even just
something to sweeten the deal.
Even just like Iron Man jet effects that you could just include for the jetpack that you already have being made dozens of, just all over the place, that you could just include an extra set with Boba. Something to make it more valuable. Even just redo the flame piece from the Return of the Jedi one and just chuck it in there with them.
Right. Yeah, I would have easily taken that. Sebastian, though, you do bring up a good point. It isn't a Book of Boba Fett box, but it is the Season 2 Mando look of Boba Fett. So we won't get into spoilers here, but if you have, if you're around Star Wars Twitter or Star Wars internet, you've seen Boba Fett's new costume for Book of Boba Fett.
He'll get a figure. Guaranteed.
But I'm honestly I'm conflicted. I don't know if I like it more than Season 2 Mando rearmored Boba Fett. I don't know. I got to see more before I can truly say which one looks better.
Didn't he get, wasn't in Mando, didn't he have a really scuffed up looking version of the armor that he wore for a little bit too?
Yeah, because he goes Nomad, then he goes scuffed up armor, then he goes clean armor.
Yeah. I almost would have rather had this be the scuffed up armor for this one. If you wanted to charge 30 whatever for the scuffed up look because it's using more paint, whatever, I mean, fine. I still think it's lacking accessories though.
Definitely. It's definitely lacking accessories. Yeah. Dr. Yes says they're waiting for all of us to buy this deluxe Boba Fett before revealing that they are making the same figure, but on the throne.
Yeah.
100%.
I could see that. But then again, that's world building. They don't like that.
Yeah. But I have a prediction in relation to this figure. I think it's probably going to be, I'm locking it in right now. If Norsky was here, I'd say Norsky clip it. $50. We're going to get the throne, and we're also going to get the same Mando figure, but with a couple pieces of soft goods so he can properly sit on the throne. That's my prediction. $50. That's probably what we're going to get. Yeah. So eBay pre-order $130 for SHF rearmored Boba. Yeah, good deal. Good deal. So yeah, Marvel Legends, man. Sorry, I just think the figure's ugly. The colors are off. Didn't even give you the flame effect. I think I want to be, you know, I like to be optimistic here. So I want to just say the promo pictures are bad, and that's why the colors look so bright. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. And Justin Clark, with the popularity of the Mandalorian Black Series figures, I can't believe we have not gotten to Blurg. Honestly, I think it's just because the vehicles don't sell well. So I would personally love to have a Blurg, but I doubt it would really sell. Honestly, if I'm going to be completely honest, because if people aren't even willing to buy a Dewback, like I don't think they're going to be willing to buy a Blurg, because the Dewback was incredible. And even that vehicle set hit clearance. So
I'd love that thing. I wish I had more of it.
Yeah, I wish I would have bought another one. I honestly do. I wish I would have got 2 or maybe even 3. So yeah, it's it's one of those things where I think Hasbro has seen that almost every single vehicle, actually not scratch that. Every single vehicle that's been released in the Black Series has gone on discount. Every single one of them. So I think they see that, they know that, and that's why we don't get very many vehicles, and they are few and far between. Absolutely few and far between. I mean, we're going on like what, 2 years since the last vehicle with the snow speeder. So yeah, I think it's
yeah, that was 2019?
I want to say it maybe early 2020. 2019, early 2020, something like that. But it's there's a reason they're few and far between, and I think it's just because
we had the
they don't sell.
Mandalorian Amazon speeder too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that one existed.
Rena brings that up too, but I don't like. I feel like the speeder with the scout trooper is like not in the same category. Like
True.
the boxes are different, the numbering is different. Like
we had the Return of the Jedi box set that came with the speeder as well, which was last year.
I think it would have the speeders are like, in my brain I associate that more with like a deluxe release.
True.
rather than like a vehicle release, where I'm talking about like TIE Fighter, Luke's land speeder, Rey's speeder, the snow speeder, Enfys Nest's swoop bike, which actually was just recently on sale for like $20, and that is a great deal regardless of what you think about Solo or anything. The swoop bike is just amazing. It's literally gigantic. So yeah, Justin, yeah, exactly. I mean, we would have had a Bantha. We would have a Bantha at this point. No questions in my mind if they actually sold well, which is unfortunate because I like that. I like the vehicles. I like the world building stuff. Granted, it's huge. It's big. It takes up a lot of real estate, but I kind of, assumed that getting into the line, like this is where I was going to go,
I've been looking at more vintage collection stuff just because vehicle things. I'm like, man, I really want some of these things. Like I'm looking at the Slave 1 still, and I'm like, do I want this?
I was tempted. The couple times it was like 120 on GameStop. I hovered over that pre-order.
It's
so
just
many
a lot of
times.
money for not a lot of stuff. Even though it's a lot of plastic, it's like you just get the vehicle usually, and it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's hard to pull a trigger on something like that.
Yeah. Nathan says, take a poll in the chat. How many people own the snow speeder? Sound off if you own it or if you don't own it.
I do have one.
I have one as well. I bought it for full price and I would do it again because that thing is massive. Well worth the 120.
I mean, I think of mine I got for like 80 or 90 on it was like when I got it on Christmas, it was like a deal where it dropped and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, that's a steal of a deal. That is a steal. So yeah, let's see. Joseph Bet, comic book store, sell me a snow speeder for 100 even. Yeah, I mean, that's a great price, but you're absolutely right. If you don't own the snow speeder, you don't really understand how big it is.
Yeah, the thing's massive.
It's fudging massive. It is literally unbelievable how big it is.
Let's get an in scale AT-AT to go with it so we can have it wrap around its legs.
Yes. Dude, an AT-AT, it'd be like 5 feet tall. It would be so big, but
I would take it.
I'd love it. I'd love it.
Do you know how much money something like that would be? Be like 1,000 easy.
Oh, for sure.
Probably 15.
For sure. Damn, Isaac says he got it for $30. Insane.
Well, nobody was buying it because people look at the price of vehicle sets and bigger, more expensive things. If you're over $20 for a lot of people don't want it and they'll wait for the clearance to hit with it, which is honestly really bad because then they know there's not a demand for these things and they're not going to keep making them.
Right. Which I think is exactly the case. And that's because you got to think you rifle off so many classic Star Wars vehicles that could be in the vehicle line and they just haven't happened yet. And it's like, there's got to be a reason, you know? So unfortunately, I think it's just the vehicles don't sell well. So we don't get very many. And when we do, it's awesome, but
it is hard though to buy $120 vehicle that like is only used one time in a show or a movie or something like that for anything. And then they're on top of it, they're releasing like waves of 2 back-to-back waves of like 6 to 8 figures in it each, and you're buying all those. So it's like, all right, well, you got to make a choice somewhere. Would you rather have 8 figures that have been in multiple scenes or 1 vehicle that's been in 1 scene? And I think that's where a lot of people come down to, and they got to and then if you're in the multiple lines, you got to money manage somewhere. So it's hard to go for vehicles like that.
Definitely. Mango Fett asks, did you order the droid pack from Shop Disney? I did not. Too expensive.
I want it just for that little, what's the little repair droid called?
Yeah, the pit droid?
The pit droid, yeah. I want one of those so bad.
I
would buy a pack of 5 of those.
I was tempted because I think a couple weeks after the pre-order went up, you could do like it was like $20 off, so it was like 50. But I already have 2 K2SOs, so I'm not really interested in getting another one. I already have a bunch of battle droids too, so I don't really need any more. The only thing I really, really wanted out of that was the pit droid. And if the pit droid is going to be in this pack, it's going to get a release somewhere else down the road. So I'll just practice a little bit of patience, and I'll eventually have my pit droid one day.
What else was on that? It was Battle Droid K2, Pit, a BB-8, and was it Babu?
Oh yeah, because they just threw, or no, Babu Frick's in the creature pack.
Is he in the creature pack?
Hold on, doing a live search. Of course, there's also a million.
There wasn't an astromech in it, right?
I don't think
the astromech was in the First Order pack, correct?
Yeah. Sorry if my typing's really loud too, by the way. Keyboard's right by the... Okay, so yeah, you were right. It's K2SO, a BB unit that's red, a pit droid, Babu Frick, and a B1 battle droid.
Yeah, which is what, $80?
And it was $80, yeah.
Which is insane.
Which realistically, you got $40 for the 2 main figures. Then Babu, pit droid, and
BB are like,
and you're gonna tell me that's an extra $30? I mean, I guess, but like, damn.
Is it 70 or 80? What's the price on it?
It was 70.
Oh,
69.
okay. Yeah, no, there's no way those 3 tiny things together equal $30. Even when battle droids kind of scrape that line of should it be worth 20. I think battle droids are like a $15 figure in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's crazy to me that, you know, while the creature pack doesn't come with a whole lot, like the price discrepancy, the creature pack was only $35, and you get the Mynock, 2 Porgs, the creature from Jedi Fallen Order, which I can't, the Bogling.
Yeah, Bogling.
And you get a Kowakian monkey lizard that's not Salacious Crumb, and then you also get Hondo's Kowakian monkey lizard, which is great because it adds on to Hondo. So you're like for $35, I felt like the creature pack was well worth it, and I thought the droids were going to be like 50, like as the maximum price.
I think even 60 is like max. I would have gone.
Yeah, but then when I saw that $70, I was like, I can't do it. I can't do 70 on that.
You want to charge 70? You throw in a astromech unit, and then I'm down.
Yeah,
maybe.
So that one was just whoo. Well, yeah, and very also true, Rena. I do have Babu Frick too. I did buy that C-3PO, so really, there's not a whole lot I don't have in the.
Yeah, I mean, the draw for that is literally just the pit droid, which is I think what they're banking on is a lot of people buy it at that $70 price point and buy multiple to get multiple pit droids, and then you know, in like a couple months from now to a year from now, we get like some sort of set where there's like a pit droid or 2 in it.
Right, and yeah, I'll just wait. I'll wait for the pit droids because yeah, there's just not a whole lot of value in the droid pack. And for the creature pack, for me, I actually only own the Bogling out of all those creatures. So
yeah, I think that's the same thing for me.
I'm like, I'll take the Mynock, which was previously locked behind an SDCC set. Same thing with the Kowakian monkey lizard that's not Salacious Crumb. And yeah, Grogu boxed with his own accessories, only $10. Exactly. Not too expensive there.
I would take a $10 pit droid individual release.
Oh, for sure. Give them a couple little, you know, like some repair tools. And yeah, Fenner brings up a great point. Maybe they'll do a deluxe Pele Moto, or maybe they'll just do her and her accessory is a pit droid.
Which one's who's she again? Is that the one from Mando?
Yeah, the girl with the big curly Ripley hair. Like she looks like she's straight out of Alien. I only wanted the First Order AT-AT pilot. Yeah, even though I don't, you know, I'm not the biggest sequel trilogy fan, that is a dope looking figure. And also Hux getting photoreal is awesome too.
Is it bad that I wanted that pack for the astromech?
I think it's a good pack. It's a good pack of figures, but again, just a little too expensive.
Yeah.
I you know, say what you will about the sequel trilogy, I still like the First Order designs.
Yeah, the same.
So like I would be into this pack. Hopefully it hits clearance at some point.
I mean, even with my stuff, I've been thinking about boxing away some of the Star Wars for now, and I'm like, the only sequel stuff I have is like 1 Rey and a ton of First Order stuff, and it's like, but I like the First Order stuff. They look cool.
Yep, they do.
Especially when you get was it Pyre and Cardinal in there, and then you got the red and gold stormtroopers, and they look so sick, especially with Phasma.
Yep, I am a sucker for those crazy colored troopers, whether it's First Order, prequels, original trilogy. I love those troopers, and I'm glad they got single releases too, because it's like, do I want to buy this set and have another Kylo Ren, my literally like 8th Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
And yeah, totally, you're totally right, Fig. The Crimson Red Sith Trooper, amazing design, and it's such a shame that they were so sidelined in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, they really were.
They looked so dope. Excuse me. Albert asks, do you guys ever buy multiples of your favorite figures? Maybe one to keep minty? No, not really. I will if it's a army builder. I'll buy more than one. But if it's just like a normal character of something, yeah, I'm good with
Yeah,
one. I'm good with
same.
one.
I usually don't. I've only done it for 2 figures recently, and it was by mistake actually for one of them, and the other one was because I was gonna customize it and never did. I've done it with the Stealth Iron Man from the Ursa Major wave, and then the 80 years red and gold Iron Man. I've got 2 of each of those.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I'm trying to think. I don't know if I outside of army builders.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
usually don't unless it's an
I
army
don't
builder.
I don't think so. Nathan would 100% recommend the Bandai R2 model kit. Not only is it properly scaled with Black Series, it is just looks great. Very easy to put together as well.
Yeah. I would recommend it too. I have that one. And then another one I'd recommend is the Revoltech R2. It's like
Yeah, I wish
30, I think it's like 33 through 35 on Big Bad, but that thing is awesome.
yeah, I wish I would have picked that up when it was because I think it was
Yeah, it
$29.99
was
at one point.
I think it was just flat out 20 is what I bought it at.
Yeah, that's awesome. And of course, it doesn't even show up. R2D2. And there's a ton of stuff with R2. Yeah, you could actually. My recommendation to you, Nathan, on Big Bad Toy Store right now, you can get. It's a pre-order, so you got to wait a little bit, but you can get R2 and R5 for $27.99. That's a steal right there for both of those kits. Later, Infernal, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later.
Oh, I am checking Big Bad. My wrecker is there, so I take it back. He's
nice. He's sitting. Yeah, Tim, I would love that. Even though I just bought that set personally, I would love a re-release. I'd buy 2 more because those troopers are awesome. And if they were closer to me, I would absolutely show them off on camera right now. But I'd have to get up, go upstairs in a different room. So I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, okay. So he was $29.99. He wasn't 20. He was 30 when I bought the R2. He's 40 right now.
Okay.
Which is, I think, a little too much for just a single R2 unit, but I mean, he looks fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Mango Fett says, now that the Rancor failed, do you think they will eventually release the Luke and other tier figures?
I think Luke. I think they said he was going to come out at some point anywhere, right?
Yeah. So, Luke's a guarantee.
Might be longer than we were expecting normally now, but I think he'll still come out.
Yeah. Luke, because they said right away that the only thing exclusive about the Luke was the packaging. So, and I don't think that they would do all the digital rendering and everything if they weren't just, you know, they were going to release him anyways down the road, but I think they're still going to do it anyway.
The Rancor Keeper, though, no way. He's not coming.
That'd be Malakili. I'm sorry, but that would be Peg Warmer Supreme.
Yeah.
If that got a standard release, which, you know, people beg for Cantina aliens. And I guarantee you, once Wave 31 starts to hit more, Ponda and Dr. Evazan, I guarantee, are going to be the 2 figures sitting on the shelf.
Oh, 100%. Especially if you bought the bar set. Nobody's going to buy those 2 if they've got the bar. Unless they're a completionist and they want the boxes. Because what are they, a New Hope box?
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be the only way people get them is if they're into the completionist thing and the mural. Otherwise, those 2 are not getting bought by people. Because I know I'm not buying them.
Nope.
I've got the bar. I don't need them.
Exactly. What's up, Vader? Nice to see you. Hello, Nate and Wolfstalker. Doc Ock grin. Hello, Vader. Nice to see you there, Vader. Spider-Man week has begun. Hell yes.
If only I had all my Spidey figures to review.
Yeah, right. Which I actually, dude, I went to our local FYE, David. They were stocked with that No Way Home wave.
Of course.
But oh my God, FYE is
like
FYE
like $35 a figure.
Dude, they have jumped off the deep end with their pricing. Like, it's bad.
They were insane.
I think they were $29.99 a piece.
Which, like, half of those figures in that wave are not worth even their $20 price point.
I was just like, oh god.
The only ones worth their price point in that wave, in my opinion, is Strange and Miles. I think the black and gold and the advanced suit Spidey, they're great figures, especially for $20, but they don't come with enough for a Spider-Man figure.
Definitely. Yeah, Isaac says Hobby Lobby has R2 and BB-8 model kit. That's also a good option too. I have that set as well.
Same. I thought about getting another one of whatever R2 kit just so I could paint it up.
Make it a little dirty. Hello, Miles. Nice to see you there. Thanks for joining us today. Fig says, only way I can see Malakili being made now is if they made a deluxe Java with the throne and throw him in with Salacious. It's a possibility. But yeah, him getting a solo release isn't, that's not going to happen. Joseph Bet, we need more monkey lizards, mate. British accent. Yeah, Salacious Rum. We definitely need a Salacious Rum figure in the Black series. Without a doubt. All right. So let's talk some recent pickups. Are we ready to talk what we've been picking up for this past week?
Sure.
I've got a ton of stuff. We got a ton of stuff. And also Miles says, hey, Wolfstalker.
What's up, Miles?
Okay, so first up, let me just jump into it. I've got Killing Joke Joker right here. Oh,
now that one's McFarlane, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So good. Does not include a gun because DC thinks that by not including guns with their figures, they're going to stop gun violence for some reason. But pistol is a Mezco pistol that I had laying around, and yeah, just take a look at this thing. It's so badass. And he's got like some really nice black paint around the eyes to where it makes it look like he's always in shadow. It's kind of hard to see, but great looking figure here from McFarlane. On sale right now on GameStop's website. And then in relation to that, I also did get the Batgirl so far. Still waiting on Batman and the other two Jokers from this current wave of figures, but oh yeah.
Do you have the previous Batgirl that they did with McFarlane?
I do not, because I hated how big she was.
Is that one shorter?
What's up, Fetmatic? This one is slightly shorter, ever so slightly. I saw a comparison between this one and the original. This new one here is a little bit better scaled. I mean, if we put her like right next to Joker, you can see that's not bad.
Okay. She's still huge for what I want.
Yeah, she's still pretty big as far as Batgirl goes, but it's an improvement. It's definitely an improvement, but because they use the same legs as the original release. Same legs here, but they shortened up her torso to kind of compensate.
I think I just got to wait for a Mafex.
Yeah, probably. Yes, Fig, it's the revolver from the Baker's Dozen pack. Came in handy because, yeah, DC forcing across the board. If no one knew this, DC figures can't come with guns anymore, which is just like the stupidest thing on planet Earth. And it's like a mandate from Warner Brothers. So stupid. Especially, they've even taken guns out of like Mafex figures that are $90.
Yeah.
It's like, like I can let it slide for McFarlane because they're only $20, but I would absolutely go nuts if I paid Mafex prices and didn't get appropriate accessories.
I think they're even doing it maybe with Marvel figures, because the Figuarts Deadpool, I took a peek really quick again. He doesn't come with any guns either.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Kids are not buying import figures. I'm sorry. They are not buying big import figures. It's like so stupid. Also, thank you, Vader, for the $4.99 super chat. Recently ordered the newest No Way Home Spider-Man Marvel Legends from Walmart app. And J. Jonah Jameson from Target, planning on making a No Way Home display. Awesome. That's awesome.
I will say they are all great figures. I love all of them so far for what I have.
They seem like a lot of fun. I only bought the Miles from that wave. I actually do have, not only that, I did also get the translucent Miles finally.
I just got him yesterday too.
Oh yes, love this Miles figure. It's the same exact figure now in beautiful blue translucent plastic. Love this.
I'm gonna be honest with those Miles figures. I'm really upset that the lightning shock hands, we didn't get that in fist form as well.
Very true. I'll definitely give you that one for sure.
I wish they had that.
Let's see. No, they'll still include like the grappling gun. I guess I should say firearms.
Yeah.
If it's like a, something that shoots bullets, they don't no licensor.
No shooty bang bangs.
Yeah. Not possible. Do you have the Batman Beyond figure? Yes, I do. I have both actually, because there's ones with different heads, as I'm sure if people collect McFarlane, they know they like to do their variants where it's just a different head. So.
Didn't they do a female looking Batman Beyond that's got purple instead of red?
There's
no idea who that is.
There's a female Batman Beyond that it's Batwoman, and she's got the red and black costume scheme. The one you're thinking of is it's Ink, which is a character from Batman Beyond. She's like a shapeshifter, but she has like a purple motif. So that's why that Batman Beyond has like the purple bat logo.
Okay. That one's one they're making, right? Or made already, isn't it?
Yeah, it's already came and went. I think it was honestly a secret Target exclusive.
I think I either seen it in stores or seen one online, like a picture of it. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to get it, but it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, Jay Meza. Yeah, the first couple waves of McFarlane figures, they were still able to include the guns, but you'll notice like the upcoming Red Hood does not have his guns anymore. I'm sure there's some other example. Killing Joke Joker does not come with the iconic revolver that you'd think he would have. So,
a thing that all these companies could do now that they're gutting the guns from all the figures is just do a gun accessory pack of like 3 waves worth of figures, weapons that they're supposed to have. Just sell it for an extra like 20, 30, $40 and just get all that extra money in again for all the accessories.
Yeah, and maybe just like sell it directly through like McFarlane Toys' website. So like it doesn't have to sit at a retail store where kids might see guns. Oh no.
Yeah.
Even though DC comic books still have firearms in them. DC movies still have firearms in them. The animated movies still have firearms in them. So it's like, it's just the figures, and that's what really doesn't make any sense.
Just imagine if like the Spartan collection removed all the guns from them. Like no guns in Halo. Yeah.
G.I. Joe. Like
no guns.
Completely destroy the line. Let's see. Zavi says, "Hi Nate, I would consider to look at the Mafex Batman Hush and Dark Knight Returns figures. The Hush Joker is the best 6-inch Joker to date. Have you considered any of them?" Absolutely. I actually do have one. I have 2 Mafex DC figures on pre-order. I have the Huntress because she looks
I want
insane,
that so badly,
amazing. She is censored though. I know a lot of people are really upset because her shorts are too long. I can't see my action figure's thighs. Oh no.
Boo-hoo. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. And I also have the Azrael Batman on pre-order because that's just an amazing looking Batman and one of my favorite like gaudy 90s suit designs too. So and like I was saying earlier, I would refuse to pay the $94 that Hush Joker is currently, that's retail price on Big Bad Toy Store, and he doesn't come with a revolver.
Yeah.
Like he
Is it in his accessory list? It's just not pictured.
Yeah, I think it's still pictured. So if you look at Big Bad Toy Store's website, it says box contents, Joker figure, 2 head sculpts, 6 hands, a knife, and a stand. You look at the pictures, it still has the gun with the bang flag coming out of it. That is no longer included with the figure as far as my understanding goes. So I would not pay $94 for a knife, 6 pairs of hands, and 2 heads. That is way overpriced for what they come with.
That's my problem with imports in general, is they're so expensive for kind of what they are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, they're good figures, but damn, are they expensive. Like, that's why I haven't pulled the trigger on Huntress yet, being 104. I'm just like, ooh.
It's bad, but I don't think we're going to get a Huntress in that costume from any other company. So
yeah,
that's my preferred look of Huntress. I can't skip that one.
I will say, as soon as Nightwing gets his pre-order available for that Mafex, instantly. And then the McFarlane one's going in a bin.
Yep. Nightwing's a guarantee. Nightwing is absolutely a guarantee. The McFarlane figure's not horrible, but again, it's way too big.
Tall.
He's huge. Tall. He's taller than Batman. He's taller than a few Batman figures.
Yeah, he's a tall boy.
Zavi, also, are you planning to get the McFarlane the Batman figures? Yeah, I'm all in on the line. I pre-ordered every single one, including the motorcycle. So,
oh my,
I'm definitely looking forward to that movie big time, and I think the figures do look pretty damn good as well. So, yeah, let's see. Spoiler alert. Wait, I won't show that one. Will blank and blank end up being in the movie? And will you and Justin see it only for them? Yes. There's not a doubt in my mind that both of them are in the movie.
They have to be.
Everyone's been talking about it. Of course, especially with seeing the villains from their movies, it would make no sense to bring all the villains back and not bring back Toby and Andrew. Like,
they have to be. There's too many lessons that Tom Spidey can learn going forward. And then it's just opening a door for them to where if they really want to do a Spider-Man 4 or Amazing Spider-Man 3, they totally could. And people would be down for it. Because there's no reason why we don't have multiple live-action Spider-Man.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Paul, Mafex figures are bigger. They are, I think they're technically listed as 6-inch scale, but they are not. They are not at all.
They're on par.
If you look at my pretty much any out of the basement review, I always have the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper in there, which that's a 6-inch scale figure. It's like 7. So, but that's why, you crouch, you do crouching poses, dynamic pose, put them on a stand. Then they don't look out of scale.
That will be weird though. She's 8 inches tall because Hush Batman is like barely at 6.
Yeah, I think that might just be a mistake because it's the same line. Yeah. It says she's 8.27 inches. Let me click on a Batman. Where's Hush Batman at? See what he's.
Because I have the black and gray Hush Batman, and he's like barely.
Yeah, so Big Bad Toy Store lists him as 6.3 inches. That's got to be a mistake.
Damn.
That's got to be a mistake. There's no way she's gonna be that big.
If she's 8 inches tall, that's insane.
Yeah, I feel like that's. Let me see what 6.3 inches on the black variant as well.
Maybe it's meant to say 6.27. I hope.
Yeah, every other figure is listed at 6.3 inches. Hush is listed at 6.3 inches. Joker is listed at 6.3 inches. I think that's probably just an error. If I had typo. It's just an error. There's no way that all of the other figures are listed at 6.3 and then Huntress is 8.2.
It's just a giant.
Yeah. So I think that's probably just a typo. So And will Venom be in Spider-Man No Way Home? He'll probably be the after credit scene. I bet. I'd be willing to bet after credit scene, because didn't they tease that in Venom 2? I didn't see Venom 2, but
it's an end credit spoiler.
yeah.
So actually, hold on. I looked on Entertainment Earth. It says Huntress is 8 inches tall there too.
What the hell?
Yeah, no, it's on both. She's just gonna be huge, I guess.
That just makes no sense considering she's part of the Hush line. Why would she be so big? I hope maybe it's just a typo, like the information that Mafex gave out to all the toy websites.
Maybe a translation error or something.
Because
I don't know where Mafex originates from, so
they're from Japan.
Are they? Okay, so let's hope translation error, and it's supposed to be 6, and they accidentally typed 8.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because I'm sure someone will get it in hand ahead of time, and then that'll be the time to go cancel pre-order or keep pre-order.
Or do pre-order.
Rena is asking, this is a good question for you, David. She wants to add one Spider-Man figure to her collection, 6-inch scale. Which would you recommend?
I guess comic or movie is like a big question there.
Good point.
If you're gonna go with comic book and you're strictly a Marvel Legends person, Retro Spidey. He's a really, probably one of their best figures that they've got for Spidey. I hate the neck. I think the neck's a little weird. It's too gappy, especially if I'm looking up really high. But that's a good one. If you don't care about the classic Spidey look, I mean, Retro's got the symbiote Spidey black suit coming out. Otherwise, I think it's Mafex Spider-Man is one that a lot of people really like. He's impossible to get, but
you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you could go with black suit symbiote, which he's got the blue feet on the bottom, which I believe is supposed to be the cloth black suit, not the actual symbiote suit. So that one's pre-order right now on Big Bad.
Or you could get the bootleg Mafex Spider-Man. I actually own that figure, and it's pretty damn good. It's loose as all hell, but I get why people like the real Mafex version based on the bootleg, because the articulation's insane.
I want to get the black suit Mafex one just because I don't have any. The only import Spider-Man I have is an SH Figuarts Iron Spider. So I kind of want to see what the realm outside of Marvel Legends are.
I gotcha.
If you're going for a movie Spider-Man, though, besides comic book, it's kind of a hard choice. I really think all the Marvel Legends are close, but not fully there. But if you're going for a Marvel Legends one, I think just you could probably get the What If Zombie Hunter one, and you might even be able to customize them and get the paint, the blood look off of him, and just put in a Gundam marker for the web lines, and he's a great Spidey then.
True. Yeah, there's a lot of options, especially right now, Rena. So
yeah, there are probably
you got
10
the whole
Spideys out now.
Yeah. Yeah. Mafex bootleg. You didn't hear it from me, Rena. You didn't hear it from me.
I think one of the SH Figuarts is only $35 for Spider-Man. I don't remember which suit it is, if it's just the standard Far From Home one.
I wanted that figure just because it was so cheap, but it is long sold out. It's the integrated suit.
I can't remember which one it is, but one of them was only $35.
What's the one where he's got the gold? It's the red and blue suit, but he's got gold on the wrists. I think that's integrated.
It might be integrated. If not, it might just be his Far From Home upgrade suit that he's using in. Well, because if it's integrated, it's got the big gold Iron Spider logo on it.
Yeah, I think that's the one it is.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking at Hobby Link right now. Yeah, I really wanted that figure, but it's sold out.
I ordered it and then canceled it, and now I regret canceling it.
I just wanted it because it was so damn cheap. I don't. That is a true enigma. Is How is SH Figure Arts lowering their prices right now?
Well, I mean, they do have other ones that are cheaper figures. Like there are some like standards that are 35s because they come with like less accessories and they're just like a default generic. And as I think that's what they're doing with Marvels, because like a lot of Marvels are lowest 50.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I think that was maybe just their entry of making a cheap like entry point Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I just don't remember which suit
Man,
it was. It
it's
definitely
the
wasn't black and gold.
no,
That's
it's
for sure.
it's the integrated suit. I have it pulled up on Hobby Link Japan. It's no longer available for pre-order, but it was $30.41 for an SH Figure Arts. Granted, I think all it comes with is alternate hands and
Yeah.
yeah, it comes with alternate hands and it comes with some spider webs, and that's it. It's listed on the website as coming with an alternate Tom Holland head, but that's actually a mistake. But not available for pre-order anymore. But yeah, like because there's also that new SH Figure Arts Frieza that's coming out. That's like $35. And
I
I'm
think
like,
he's another entry level gutted of all his accessories.
dude, I was like, let's see. Fig, how many ninjas did you get for $10? I only got 2. I got 2 black ninjas from Foosh. Hank the Tank, what's going on? Nice to see you. Yeah, Vader says it's the integrated suit. That suit in the Far From Home. Marvel Legends integrated suit is in stock for $22.88. Yeah, I just like the idea of paying $30 for an SH Figure Arts because you know that the articulation is going to be banging, especially for Spider-Man. But I get what you're saying, Vader. But I think I'm happy for Marvel Legends right now. I'm still obsessed with Miles.
Miles,
I can't. There's a few things I would tweak about the figure, but overall, it's so good. And I hope that we get some Peters on this body, maybe like a new Ultimate Spider-Man. Would love to see it on this body.
Yeah.
Sort of like a teenager look, but going back to recent pickups, also got June.
I hate you.
From the Halo Spartan collection. I can't believe out of all of the figures that are in this wave, June was swinging on the one I wanted the most, swinging on the pegs. Love this figure. Spartan collection just keeps getting better and better. And I'm thankful that the shiny visors have returned.
Now they need to redo Noble 6.
Yeah. I'll buy another one. Yeah.
Dude, I almost bought. Oh no, I did buy 2. I forgot. I bought one. I actually, back to that question that got brought up earlier about buying 2 figures to keep in box. I did go back and rebuy Cat, Emil, and Noble 6 and kept them in box. So I have 2 of each.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, Fig. If I was a bigger DBZ fan, or if it was a character that wasn't Goku, I would probably just buy one just for the hell of it because it's so cheap. But
yeah,
when it's just Goku, I'm like
our
if it
local
was Trunks,
Target has a $35 Goku Super Saiyan there right now. So
nice. If it was like Vegeta or Trunks or Piccolo, I would be like, yup.
I think Vegeta should have a $35 variant. Like he should just have a default one that's like, all right, here's your entry level Vegeta. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, Fig, the unmasked head is already put back in the package and will never be revealed to see the light of day again because it was horrible. This thankfully alternate head.
Yeah.
So that it
somebody
solves
out
that
there
issue.
will make a good 3D printed head for all the Noble team eventually.
Yeah. I mean, Jazzwares, they do great work with the Halo figures, except for the unmasked faces.
Yeah.
Those are honestly probably the worst modern action figure heads that I've seen.
Yeah, they're not very good.
for a $20 figure, it's like, whoa, like that. They look like those are like Toy Biz Legends heads. And even that is like kind of an insult to Toy Biz Legends that are 20 years old. But so I also got that. And then so my consolation prizes for not getting the Rancor, I did pick up this Masked Rider Kuga. I know nothing about Masked Rider, but look at how badass this figure looks. Super dope. This is SH Figuarts. This is normally a $95 figure. It was on sale on Amazon for $35. So hell yes. This just looks badass. It's going to look great with all my other sort of like Tokusatsu, Power Rangers, Pacific Rim, Godzilla display I've got going on. Absolutely amazing figure here. Tons of fun. I did also get the pilot, Bodhi Rook. Wasn't planning on picking this figure up, but I redeemed some points for a $15 certificate on GameStop and couldn't really figure out what I wanted to get with it. So I went with Bodhi. Out of pocket, only paid $7 for this. And then David, I know this is something you're going to love that you didn't pick up, but boom.
Yeah.
The Figma Farah. Oh my gosh. Another super cheap import figure. This was $35 on Amazon like 2 days ago. And granted, I've been out of Overwatch for a very long time. I did play it when it came out. But she was just always one of my favorite character designs. She looks so badass.
That's why I wanted it. I had to not pull that trigger. I was just finger on it, like, please, no, I want it. And then it eventually sold out. And I'm like, all right, my decision's made.
Yeah, I don't really know much. Didn't really play her as a character, but I was just like, oh my God, badass character design. I love mech suits, that sort of thing. So she was a no-brainer, especially for $35. I would love to get like Genji for $35. That'd be pretty sweet.
I know Reaper dropped really low at one point. I almost bought him, but then he skyrocketed and now it's impossible to get him.
Yeah. And then last pickup for me this week is the Lex Luthor McFarlane. This is the Dark Side War version, where I don't know the specifics of how this came to be, but I think it's Lex Luthor mixed with Darkseid.
That's weird.
Wearing Superman armor, but he comes with this badass plastic throne here. This is so dope.
Is it bad that I want the figure just for the throne?
No, it's not, because that's why I bought it, because I just wanted the throne. I know nothing about this particular version of Lex Luthor, but once I saw it came with this badass throne, I was like, yes, please, for $20. Yes, please. So, yeah, true. Figma, love-hate for the figs. I'm curious to see how she'll turn out. I like Figma Guts is a pretty good figure, but I do agree. There's like something weird about Figma. They feel good, but at the same time, they kind of feel like they're about to fall apart.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Samus, because I always have her as my Figma representation for reviews, and I'm like, the more I bring you out, the more you don't want to stand, and I feel like you just need to be retired and put on the shelf permanently.
Yeah, that's pretty much like I was like posing around my Guts all the time, getting him into different poses, and then I realized like, shit, he's kind of loosening up. He's like really loosening up. So I just put him in a sword on the back pose and put him right on the shelf. And I was like, not too expensive to risk the joints becoming loose so quickly.
Well, especially because most Figma figures, like, they come out and then they are gone and expensive. Like, I'm looking at, I think it was the Figma Yugi and Kaiba, and I was like, man, I want these, but they're like $150 to $200 a piece, and I'm like, nope, not doing it.
Yes, you are, HoloNet. Toys are meant to be played with, damn it.
Yeah, you got to throw them at the wall and fly them into each other and keep clanking them and ruin the paint.
I'm definitely very gentle when it comes to my figures, but Figma is just like, whew. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna break it when I'm messing with any Berserk Figma. Same. I would be terrified to have like the Casca or the Griffith and see how, like, they're smaller pieces. Whew. Not good. Sam just wanted to pop in to say hi. Can't stay, unfortunately, but looking forward to watching this later. Well, thanks for stopping by, Sam. Appreciate you coming by today. And so, yeah, I think as far as recent pickups go, that's it for me. David, what do you got going on?
Okay, I'm gonna see if this feature works. Can I just drag this in? So, no.
What are you trying to show pictures?
I was gonna see if I could upload a picture. I don't think it's gonna let me. Yeah, no, it doesn't want me to.
Bummer.
I'd have to do a screen share.
And I think I can only screen share because I'm the host.
Yeah. Okay. So I ended up getting it was an SH Figuarts that went on sale. This is kind of like start of the week type thing. I got that SH Figuarts Ultraman suit version 7. It's the one from the Netflix show. It's not the main character, not the main Ultraman, but it's a different one. It was $20. And I've got him right next to me here, and he's cool, but like he doesn't have ankle rockers or ankle pivot on him at all. It's just like
mind blowing.
It's just a straight like rectangular piece of plastic that just goes into the foot, and I'm just like, how am I supposed to get you in any like sort of like stance that you should have for a swordsman? Because his whole thing is he's got a sword and he can't do it, and I really hate it. And it's a cool figure, but I understand why it dropped down to $20. And he doesn't have elbow, doesn't have like any elbow like rotation, and he's got no bicep cut. So it's like a swordsman that's always in a two-handed sword pose that can't do two-handed sword poses, and it's super upsetting.
Oof.
So he was one of them. Kind of mentioning the stuff that's coming in super early that's not supposed to be. Almost all of my retro carded Fantastic Four Marvel Legends have shown up. Even the depowered Hasbro Pulse exclusive Johnny came in. So I've got all the Fantastic Four. I'm only missing the Invisible Woman. So,
dude, those figures have been sitting at our local Walmart.
Are they?
Yeah. The you're talking about, it's like The Thing, Reed Richards, Sue, Psycho Man,
High Evolutionary, and Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah. I have.
Well, Human Torch. Johnny's the depowered one.
I found probably 3 or 4 of each character at our local Walmart.
Yeah. Within the past 2 weeks, I've gotten 5 of them in. I didn't order Psycho Man or High Evolutionary yet. I'm kind of assuming that they'll maybe clearance at some point to at least cheaper.
You got to imagine they're so obscure.
Yeah, so I think that's when I'll try and pick those up, but they've been ones that I've been like looking at. I've gotten like a random assortment of like World of Halo stuff. Like I think I got like some of the series 2 or 3 figures, like a Jackal and Elite and one of the Marines. Who else was a recent one? I got the stealth, the Walmart, or not Walmart, Target stealth Captain Carter.
Yeah.
That one was a good one.
I saw her swinging on the pegs not too long ago. I was like, yeah, this is a figure cool. People were freaking out about.
I think I'm gonna probably review her at some point in the next week or 2, but I think it's just disappointing that her initial release and this release don't have any accessories. It's just the shield and that's it. So you get one fist and one awkward like open weird hand that's supposed to be like gripping for like a sword or something, and it's like, well, she's a Captain America style figure. They should have 2 fists for sure, and she doesn't. They should have 2 gripping hands, and she doesn't. So it's like, it's just a weird lack of accessories that they did with those figures.
Right.
And then yesterday I did a quick little run out to our local Target and GameStop just to look for those Halo figures, because I was like, I'm not gonna drive to any of the neighboring cities. I don't feel like going that far, but I'm like, I'm out. I might as well just stop. And I ended up finding that Series 4 Master Chief that you passed on.
Still
And
swinging.
it was there. It wasn't on a peg. It was actually thrown over into like a different section, just sitting there. I was like, oh, damn, it's not here. I'm like, that sucks. And I randomly just glance and see it. I'm like, oh, hello. Looked at it, figured I wasn't going to get it at first. And then I looked and seen the visor was chrome. And I was like, okay, you've got me. And now I've opened it. I've since messed around with it. And it is my probably definitive Master Chief from the Spartan collection now.
Nice. I really just wish that they would pack something other than the assault rifle in with Chief.
Yeah, I think it's kind of dumb that I don't think we've gotten a battle rifle yet in Spartan collection. I would have liked to see a battle rifle instead of assault rifle in that one. Now, the assault rifle in that box for that Chief that you passed on was like warped to hell. It was not in the packaging properly. It was completely like bent, kind of like in just a multiple wave twisty motion. It was bent in 2 different places. So, but that Chief has the new, like, more gummy, softer joints that the Series 3 had. It's got a darker green paint, not as like almost as dark as the Series 3. But it's got like a weird, like, how do I actually, I don't even know where he went. I had him sitting on my desk, I thought, but I don't see him. But he has, oh, here he is. He's got like a different, almost like more of a, I guess it's like, the paint looks weird. It's like almost wants to be shiny, but it's not. It's like there's almost a paint under the paint to add a different like layer of paint, like color to him. And he's not as battle damaged as the Series 3. He's a little bit more cleaner, which I kind of like. I wish he'd add some more like silver dry brushing on him, but like he's got the chrome like reflective visor again. So it's like he's got the really good feature of the Series 1, but then all the great features of Series 3. And then he doesn't have the weird like grapple shot plastic thing on his wrist. So he's just a standard looking Master Chief. And he's really good.
Nice. Real quick to just answer Mango Fett. Every Rebels Black Series figure is good. I would definitely recommend getting all of them. The ones with photoreal, though. Don't get the old ones. Just get the photoreal versions.
I'll say Zeb's got some weird legs, so mine doesn't stand very well.
Yeah, he is a little tricky, but still, I think a pretty good representation for the shelf. And let's see. Fig says, what is the definitive Master Chief 112 figure in your guys' opinion?
I don't have the 1,000 Toys one yet, or either
expensive.
at all. I
Too
kind of want it, but it's a lot to want to throw down on that.
I've heard that the 1,000 Toys Chiefs are like the best around, but they're also $90, $100 plus dollars.
If you go on Big Bad, it's like $135 or $140 for like the default standard one, and it's like $150 to $165 for like the exclusive like deluxe one, which just comes with the shock rifle and a red energy sword instead, which is I want that one if I'm gonna get one. But spending $160 on a little bit above 6-inch, almost 7-inch Master Chief is kind of hard when I could spend $20 on an equally good figure from Spartan Collection.
Yeah. And there's as of right now, Fig, there's only Halo Infinite Master Chiefs that are readily available. There is a Halo 2 Chief that Justin found, and he also got me one. Haven't had a chance to mess around with that one just yet, but they are also doing a Halo 1 Master Chief, but it's in a GameStop exclusive 2-pack with a Halo Infinite Master Chief.
Yeah, which
so
I wonder what that Chief will be to make him different for the Infinite one. Like, will he be the Series 1 Chief? Will he be Series 3? Will he be Series 4? Is he going to be his own thing? Because, like, the Series 4 Chief does kind of look like it has some sort of new sculpting. No, maybe it's the same. I think it's the same, but
Yeah, there's still great figures though, especially for only $20. You usually get 2 guns and 6 hands,
yeah, I
tons of
think
paint.
I think we're just missing an energy sword hand, and then it's like perfect for Chief. If he had
Yeah.
default energy sword hand in his packaging, he'd be able to use almost any of the weapons. But I think definitively, if you're gonna get one, either Series 3 or Series 4 Spartan Collection Master Chief, $20. If you want the reflective visor, get Series 4. If
Yeah.
you want a non-reflective visor with a grapple shot accessory and a built-in like look of an unactive grapple shot on the wrist, go Series 3.
Yeah.
You could even get Series 3 and 4 and then just put the reflective visor from 4 on Series 3 because they're probably the same body.
Halo 1 Chief sounds like I would go for it. Yeah. The only problem is you gotta buy a 2-pack. So you're gonna get the Infinite Master Chief. I'm sure they're gonna single pack the Halo 1 Chief. It's just as of right now, only way to get it is an upcoming 2-pack with Halo Infinite Chief. So
I want to say that 2-pack is like 35 or $40. I think it's like 40.
I think it's only 40 because
it's not bad.
Yeah, somehow Jazzwares, just like McFarlane Toys for right now, they're just like, our figures are still $20.
Yeah.
I fully expect that to change very soon, but as of right now, especially for the value, like Spartan Collection is one of the best 6-inch lines. There's not many lines where you get all the paint that you get on these figures, 2 weapons and 6 hands on every single release. So like there's just great value. Although, well, I think it's gotten a lot better, but when the line started out, the QC was horrible.
It's definitely better. If I take my Series 4 right now, I'm wiggling them like kind of back and forth to see if the legs move. Stiff as a board. He's not moving.
Yep.
He's pretty good.
June, nice and stiff.
Yeah, there's no jiggle. If you wiggle the Series 1 figures at all, they are jiggling, their arms are falling off.
Oh, my cat literally will come in pieces if I look at her. I can't even look at my cat figure anymore because she'll just disassemble.
Yeah,
I've done a few. She's done a few shelf dives and literally has exploded. Arms pop off, legs pop off, head pops off.
I think the double pack at GameStop with the Halo 1 and Infinite Chiefs, if this Chief keeps this weathering and this darker green that he's got for Infinite, now these pictures could be old, but if he keeps that, I think he'd be a good, like that double pack would be a good one to get then if you don't have an Infinite Chief and you want a Halo 1 look, because you get it, they look good. I just hope they both have reflective visors though.
Yeah, Fig, honestly, you know me, I'm a plastic crackhead. So I definitely would recommend at least trying one of the Spartan Collection figures out.
Oh, they're 100% worth it, in my opinion. They're big as they should be.
Oh, yeah. They scale well with 6-inch figures because they're super soldiers in giant armor suits. So you can fit them in. You can fit them in with your 6-inch collection. And that's just how big they are. In canon, they're supposed to be that big.
I mean, Chief is supposed to be like 7 foot something, almost 8 foot tall in armor.
So HoloNet is asking why they skimped out on the reflective visors. I believe we've talked about this, David. I don't think we've ever been able to exactly confirm it, but from what we've heard, they just didn't have the material at the time.
Yeah, I heard there's some sort of material shortage, I think. Don't know 100%, but it's really weird that it was only Wave 3
I think
lost it, and like Wave 4 didn't, Wave 2 didn't.
I think that kind of makes sense, though, like as to why, like maybe it was just that short period of time when they had to produce Wave 3 and they didn't have it, because it coming right back in the next wave and it being in the previous waves, it does kind of sound like that's true. And maybe it was just a short period of time. They couldn't get the reflective material to make the visors, and probably due to some corporate deadline, they had to push those figures out and couldn't hold them back to get the reflective paint on them.
I thought I had seen somewhere too in a promo image that Series 4 Chief wasn't having reflective visor. I was like, that's weird. You got like the 4 figures in the wave that have reflective. Well, Enigma didn't look like it had reflective, but
I was gonna say, wasn't there like some early promotional pictures where none of them had the reflective visors?
And then they did in one of them. So it was very weird. It's like, I wonder if there will be a wave of Series 4 that doesn't have reflectives. Maybe it's like an early production wave that didn't have them, and then like the later ones did. You never know, because it makes me wonder if there are any more like figures made at the same time as Series 3, and they just didn't get the reflective and they haven't been released yet. You never know.
Right.
Because so many figures get made at such weird times and it takes forever for them to actually hit shelves and get revealed. So you never know what's what.
But even still, I mean, those figures still look great without the reflective visors. It is a little disappointing, like, you know, Palmer and Noble 6 not having the reflective visors, but it's not the end of the world for me. But I definitely would say any of the Chiefs with reflective visors just looks so good. HoloNet says, I feel like a chump because I have dozens of the Mattel Halo figures. I am so happy I never jumped into those. That's all I can say.
I don't remember those ones.
Those were the ones where you would buy, say, like a Master Chief figure and all of the pieces of armor pegged in. So you could take the armor off, put a different Spartan's armor on. They tried to do like a weird mix and match thing, but it was like super like kiddie in a way. They were $20 figures, but they just looked so low quality and low effort because it's Mattel that it was just like.
Now, here's a really quick one I just remembered at the top of my head. Now, I seen this one as a picture on Twitter. It looks like it's Series 4 Master Chief. If you want an infinite design, this might be a good definitive one. I think it's Walgreens exclusive, but it has an energy sword with it that looks pretty well painted, and it's got a disruptor pistol. So no UNSC weapons, but it's got an energy sword hand for Chief, and it looks like he might have like possibility of like dual wielding trigger fingers. So that might be a good definitive infinite Chief if you want it, because it looks like it's Series 4.
Forgot about that Walgreens Chief.
Which who knows when that one appears, because I've never even heard it existed until I see a random Twitter picture with a Walgreens sticker slapped on the front of it.
Right.
It's like, is that just a random one, or is that a Series 5 Chief or something? You never know.
Right. David Edge just dropped his sub for you, David. So awesome.
Ooh, thanks. David supporting Davids.
Yep. David's supporting Davids. HoloNet, I would agree. I've collected almost, besides the Mattel, I've collected at least one Halo figure from every single company that's made Halo figures. And I could definitely agree. I think Jazzwares has hit the nail on the head. The old Joyride stuff is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it's too big. The articulation's terrible. And now 15 years later, those figures have become extremely brittle.
Yeah.
So the ones I have, I absolutely under no circumstances even touch anymore. They just stay right there, not dynamically posed, just vanilla, because I'm afraid that they're going to disintegrate. Let's see. I bought a Fortnite Jazzwares figure for $15. Clearance that had the armor peg gimmick. Yeah. The armor peg, when all the armor pieces peg in and out of your figures, it's never going to work good.
Yeah, I think it was that the McFarlane ones did that too with Halo? They had like a small era where like their chest pieces and shoulders came off.
Yeah, because McFarlane couldn't decide what they wanted to do.
I think it was like the Halo 3 era of figures is where that was. I had a couple of them where like the peg ripped off in the arm, and I just couldn't use that shoulder anymore, or the peg was too loose and the shoulder pieces kept falling off. And it's a cool gimmick, but it's such a bad gimmick at the same time.
It doesn't work. It does, especially over long term when those pegs start, getting wider, like from the constant pegging in and out of the armor. Like eventually they're going to get a little worn out. And then the armor pieces are just going to start falling out, falling on the floor. You're never going to find them again. And Mango Fett says, back to Black Series, do you think there will be a big reveal for the last Bring Home the Bounty? No.
Probably not.
I think this last week was the big Black Series reveal with Fennec Shand and rearmored Boba Fett. So personally, I don't see it, especially, with all the TVC stuff that they announced too. I think this previous week was like the big hurrah for figures, because they also did announce those SH Figure Arts figures too. So,
I mean, Luke that got announced for Figure Arts.
No, it's 2 characters from Visions.
Oh, those, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't care.
But I haven't watched Visions yet, so
I skipped that episode because it just looked like anime bullshit, for lack of a better term. I'm just not into like the super duper anime aesthetic. So I politely skipped that episode of Visions.
So really quick thing I pulled up when I was looking at GameStop at that 2-pack for Chief. They have the 1,000 Toys Chief on GameStop's website for a February release. Guess how much they're charging for it?
$90.
$180.
It's even more.
It's more than Big Bad.
I thought Big Bad was going to be the expensive one.
No. Wait, it says Bandai Halo. What? Is Bandai making a figure?
That doesn't make any sense.
Hold on. This is the 1,000 Toys.
Maybe 1,000 Toys owned by Bandai? Because Bandai owns, tons of.
It says Bandai Halo Infinite Master Chief.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's weird.
I'd have to guess 1,000 Toys. It must be owned by Bandai. Let's see. Jonathan Anderson says, thoughts on the new Fortnite packaging and how long before we see that on Black Series? David, have you seen? Well, yeah, you own the figures.
Yeah.
So
it's not bad. I think they were what? I think
it's just like a tiny window.
Yeah, it's not bad. If I mean, it kind of sucks not being able to see everything in the package, because you never know, someone swapped something, or stolen something out of it.
I don't.
You get home and you don't know. But
that's the one thing I don't like. I was watching the Fwoosh's review of the Fortnite figures, and like he just opens the bottom of the box and the weapons fall out.
Yeah,
like they're just in a little bag.
Just don't know if anything's damaged. You can't tell. Like, I mean, I've talked to you before about how my Bly had bad ankles. And I mean, one of my Spartan collection figures had a right forearm on the left side, so it had 2 right forearms or whatever, so it was wrong. I've had so many random errors with figures, and they have fully clear windows and I don't even notice it sometimes. But like, not even being able to look really kind of sucks, because you can't tell if there is a problem with it.
I think that's my biggest beef so far. I think it's only a matter of time before Black Series switches over to the new packaging, because Hasbro has already confirmed that they are going to do this for every single figure line.
Yeah.
So they started with Transformers. They've got it on Fortnite. So
I wouldn't be long till Marvel Legend gets it. They've already kind of got it with the army builders are fully boxed up.
Yeah. So it's only a matter of time. I get why they want to use less plastic, better for the environment, blah, blah, blah. That's awesome. But yeah, I think there's some concern with how they're packing the accessories in with the figures. And also, like you said, David, now that you can only see pretty much like upper torso and head, I'm going to be, kind of questioning like, well, what if the paint apps are sloppy lower on the figure, or what if something's broken, or
it's going to have a mass of returns at retailers, and then retailers aren't going to know what to do with it, because now you're returning an open item. You can't say it's defective because it's not really defective. So then it's just going to be a retailer nightmare, and and even a customer nightmare, because as a collector, you're going to get a figure that looks like shit, and what do you do with it? Or it's missing stuff, and then they could just be like, well, what do we, like, then you have a whole deal, an ordeal to go through with them.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to have to tweak a few things, especially with the way they pack accessories. If anyone out there hasn't seen the Whoosh's review of the Fortnite figures, go check it out just to see how poorly packed the accessories are. And they're in the bottom of the figure. They're in the side packaging. Like, they're all over the place. They're not just in one convenient location either. So it's kind of weird. And Vader, I have not seen Jyn Erso yet. I have not seen her at all around the area. But I think if I do see her, I might honestly pick her up. And I'm kind of shocked to say that. I'm kind of shocked I would say that, but she looks great. The photoreal update looks amazing on Jyn.
I wanted to get that whole wave. I had the whole wave pre-ordered on Amazon, and then I canceled every single one of them.
I only pre-ordered Chirrut and Baze, and then, like I said, I picked up Bodhi on a whim. And then I'd probably do the same thing if I saw Jyn in stores. I'd probably be like, well, I'm already halfway through the team.
I like Rogue One. I think it was
me too.
Probably my favorite Disney Star Wars movie, and
without a doubt.
And I would like to get the characters. Like, I bought K2 at GameStop back in like September, like October, because he was randomly in stock. So it's like I want to get like at least the main Jyn and Cassian, but I'm not I'm in no rush. I'm assuming they'll clearance, hopefully.
Yeah. I think there's a solid chance that they'll go back on clearance just like they were.
Yeah.
Just out of principle, I know a lot of people aren't particularly interested in buying Jyn. Although every time she's popped up on GameStop, she's mystically and magically sold out. So it's another one of those situations where people are like, I'm not going to buy this figure. And then it sells out every time it comes into stock. And you're like, so which is it?
Yeah.
Which is it? Yeah, Jonathan Anderson, I have a feeling the reswaps will be worse with the new boxes. Also a possibility, really going to have to pay attention before you purchase a figure.
Yeah.
Although most big box retail stores, if you want to return something, they don't give a shit. They don't even ask you why. They just go, okay.
Yeah. So, which is kind of a problem for, like, obviously swapping, because you just buy something, take it back, return it, get your money back after you've swapped something.
Yep.
So
for sure. Yeah. HoloNet. Shadow Stormtrooper 2-pack from the back room. Notice the Stormtrooper didn't exactly. I mean, there's things like that that's going to happen. And now you're not going to be able to notice until you get home. But like I said, thankfully, most big box stores,
I don't think it'll be a problem, especially if Hasbro could deliver. I mean, Hasbro is really good about their like customer service most of the time. The only problem is if you this happened with me for Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom had a problem with the villains wave, the Zenmu wave, where they're like his crotch was exploding because it was just bad plastic or something. They sometimes don't have the figure in their like customer support warehouse where they could send it out as a replacement. So like with me, I didn't get Dr. Doom. I just got MODOK flat out given as a return, which is like a $50 figure in place of a 20, even though he's clearancing for 20. But it's still like they're still good about it, where if you're like, hey, this figure's broken, you send them a picture, you show them, you send them a picture of the receipt, and then they replace it with something.
So someone told us that, I forget who it was, they returned an item to Hasbro and got the HasCon exclusive Captain Rex in return.
Yeah, I've seen things like that too, where it's just what they have in their warehouse that they could ship out as like a thing, because they're like their supply warehouse is, I think, different from their like kind of their extra stock. Like, this is where we repair issues. I think they have different warehouses for stuff like that.
Yeah. Jay Martin, you have no clue. if I talked about all of the action figures I collect and I'm like interested in on the channel, it'd probably blow your mind. But we'd like to keep it Star Wars on the channel just because, it's easy to just focus on one line. But yeah, I actively collect DC McFarlane Multiverse, McFarlane Spawn. I'm a big NECA collector as well. Eventually, once I'm finished moving in here, and I have all the figures on display. I'm going to do an entire video, show everyone everything. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun because I know a lot of people think that we just collect Black Series. Well, Justin just collects Black Series and Lego, but
he's in Spartan collection.
Yeah, true. He does do Spartan collection. Yeah, but nowhere near compared to all the shit that I collect, which is not a good thing, but
you and I are in some bad holes with the plastic crack.
Yeah, no kidding. We will go deep, and the easiest way to get me to literally buy anything is if it's on sale. Like if it's cheap and it looks badass, chances are I'm going to buy it anyway. I'm going to buy it.
Our entry into the world of Halo.
Yep. And same thing, just like this Masked Rider figure. I know nothing about Masked Rider, but this looks so badass that I was like, I got to get it.
See, and that's the worst part about like these really cool looking figures and being into some of these things is they go on a nice sale and you buy the one on sale and you're like, oh man, this thing's awesome. And then your plastic crack addiction kicks in and you're like, I need another one from this line.
Yep. And it also doesn't help when D Amazing does epic reviews for all the Masked Rider figures.
Yeah.
And he just makes them look so fantastic that you're just like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
he's kind of why I wanted to get the 1,000 Toys Chief, because I was like, ooh, you kind of him and Anthony Customs like sold me on that one. I'm like, damn it! I'm like, I don't want it.
Fig says, what if you returned a $20 Fig and got the Rancor prototype? Best case scenario, right there. Could you imagine?
Who took that home?
Right. Who gets to keep the painted prototype? I want to know, and I would love to just see it in person.
It's just like some corporate executive, the one that like bought like 5 of them hoping it would back, and he's like, this is mine.
Yeah. New NECA RoboCop pre-ordered right away. I didn't get the deluxe one with the chair, but definitely getting the single release figure. I've been waiting a long time for NECA to circle back around and give us classic RoboCop stuff again. Also, what's up, Chris? Nice to see you there. Nice to see you. Can't rag on you too bad. I'm currently putting boxes of all. Exactly. I mean, yeah, and you don't even want to get into my collection of stuff that's just in their boxes, just stored away.
Dude, I have like, I mean, they're only smaller bins, but I think I have like 8 bins of just Toy Biz through early Marvel Legends of Hasbro that are just binned.
True.
You just can't be out.
You haven't
been over
gold mine.
You haven't been over here yet to see everything, but my God, you would walk in and just be like, what the hell have you done in here? I'll have to have you come look at it one day, but
for sure.
The shelves are there's no open space, which makes me wonder where new stuff goes.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm out of the apartment and that I have more space again, because the apartment was ridiculous with how much stuff I had on every shelf.
Yeah.
It was clogged. You couldn't even appreciate stuff. Yeah, I wonder how much I bet if someone sold that Rancor prototype, thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah. I mean,
because
it's a one of a kind.
Right. At that point, it turns into a one-of-a-kind item, and then you start attracting the Star Wars fans that have ungodly amounts of money.
Yeah.
And that's their thing, is collecting Star Wars.
I wonder how many physical prototypes they actually have, though.
True. I'd have to. I would honestly say
at least
maximum.
10.
You think it would be that much?
I think they have. I mean, they could have 5. I think 1 or 2 painted, like one hat, like one that's like their test paint one where they like painted it a couple ways. I feel like they have 1 or 2 that are like not the full painted one, the completed one. They have the one fully completed one, and then they probably have like 1 or 2 that are just like 3D. Like there's probably one that's like 3D printed, I feel like.
True.
There's got to be like their first 3D printed prototype of like, would this work if we molded it fully?
Yeah. And then they probably have the one that like doesn't have, like, the joints aren't tight. So it's like all loosey goosey. And then they probably like because there is definitely 2 painted versions, because the one Rancor that was in the promo picture had different paint apps from the one they had in person.
There's probably at least like 5 of them out there.
So yeah, it's it would be awesome to see who has it, but honestly, Markland's probably right. It probably just sits in the Hasbro main office. So you can just look at it.
They probably have it in the Star Wars like Hasbro office in their like department somewhere, where it's just there as like a reminder of what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it will come back though. Like we kind of talked about it already, but I feel like it does come back because they've made the mold. They're not gonna want to not let that mold go to use. Like they're gonna use it, so it will come back. It'll just be when.
I wonder if they'll try and do a HasLab, or if they'll just try and be like straight up, this is what you get, this is the price, you buy it now, and we'll ship it to you.
They could do it as a Pulse exclusive then. That's
what I was thinking, is if they do come back around and it's not a HasLab, it's definitely going to be Pulse exclusive. But I think, it would be great if they, even though, because like HasLab's not technically crowdfunding, you can't, it's more of like just made to order. So
I mean, I did that Robo Skull, which was crowdfunding.
Yeah. So, but like the Robo Skull, like, there was different options, right? Like you could pay X amount, get this, pay X amount, get that.
Oh yeah. You could go crazy with it. You could pay like $800 and get 4 of the damn thing.
Yeah. Which it's like, technically like HasLab is not crowdfunding, because you can't pay X amount to get this or to get that. It's, you pay the one price and that's
everything you get. And you got to hope that the tier's unlocked where you get your full value out of it.
Yeah.
Cause that's the thing. Like when they do design those HasLabs, they that 350 for the Rancor was in mind of all the tier unlocks.
Of course.
It's not like 350 is just Rancor, because there's no way in hell that thing costs 350 to make it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, still extremely expensive given the size, the paint, the articulation, but I mean, I hope we see it again. I would back the HasLab again. And if they made it with some better tiers, even better. It'd be even better. Throw that Salacious Crumb in the toilet. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Replace that with Malakili.
What do you
maybe since we can't get Ula, give us Giran?
What do you think is the Rancor's default price was if they were to charge as a non-HasLab? Like what do you think is a fair point? If it was just Rancor, nothing else.
I would say, because if it was mass market, it wouldn't have the amazing paint apps that it has. It would probably not be painted as well. So I would probably say something like the Rancor would easily, if it was just by itself, probably like 250. I would have to say like minimum 250.
I feel like it'd be 150 to 200 for just a Rancor.
Just because I guess it would just depend, because they could go cheaper. There's no doubt they could go cheaper. It just depends on how much plastic they want to use, how much paint they want to put on it.
I feel like if you were to take that painted one that they showed with nothing else, I think 250 is a fair price. If you want to skimp on the paint a little bit, I think 200.
Which I think that's what would happen.
Or 150.
If it does end up getting a regular release, it's probably going to be somewhat hollow and have worse paint apps.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the HasLab version is something that would be one released for less. Because when you look at the other vehicles too, you look at all the other vehicles, they either don't have a lot of paint on them, they're extremely light, they not a lot of plastic.
The Snowspeeder is pretty damn hollow and light.
Yeah, Snowspeeder's really light. If you've ever felt the TIE Fighter feels like it is a Fisher-Price toy. Justin has it, and it is extremely hollow. It feels extremely fragile. So I think they could lower the price for the Rancor. But again, if they do, we're going to suffer in terms of the paint quality and the overall figure quality.
Yeah.
So would I still take it? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if they
But
made a cheaper, I mean, they could go very like slightly less articulation, but if it was 150, I'd definitely get one then.
oh yeah, but I think as far as things are going now, especially with prices going up, 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 that it being
Yeah.
150 to $200, could they do it? Yes, but would they do it? No.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Yeah.
because even Snowspeeder was 120, and that was 2 years ago. So if we did like an inflation calculator, do some US inflation live on the stream. So we're gonna do, let's just say the Snowspeeder came out in 2019. And for $120, if it released today, okay, so I guess it's not too much inflation from 2019, but it's about $6 more.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's still an increase, but
I
also
feel like when it comes back, it's gonna be 350 for it again, though.
right, yeah, because I think if they released it for less, the outrage would be insane.
Yeah.
Because people would be like, you wanted us to pay $350 X amount of months ago, and now you're offering it for less.
I feel like actually it could even come back at 400 with a retooled tier system. And they try to charge more because they're like, well, we're giving you more newer things. So now it's going to be 400 for it. Which,
yeah, which again would probably spark outrage, but if they had better tiers, I think a lot of the criticism wouldn't have existed in the first place had they just done the right thing. If they would have just included the right things at the right tiers, let us know that they can't make ULA, so people wouldn't be holding out for something that's never going to happen. I think it'd be better that way. But
yeah,
who's to say? Who's to say what's going to happen in the next few years with the Black Series? David Edge asks, what happened to the convention 6-inch dials for Falcon and Death Star? I mean, that would be sweet to get something like that, and it's a possibility because if you trace the idea of the HasLab Rancor back to its genesis, where it was originally in a display from 2017 of a Return of the Jedi display. It wasn't the exact HasLab Rancor, but it was a 6-inch scale Rancor that they claimed was just a model. And I think that was like the initial like feeler. Like, would people want a 6-inch Rancor?
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, like just listening to like how discussions go, I mean, like with what I hear from the Marvel Legend team from all their live streams, like they're working on like 2022 figures in 2023's right now. So it's like that
Right.
Rancor realistically could have been in like development and thought process back in 2017, 18.
Yes. I mean, Spectre Creative did he's done tons of interesting videos on the Rancor, but he did kind of show like some pretty convincing evidence that the original Rancor that they showed off was actually going to be when they did the like HasLab. Like, it wasn't supposed to be this year. It was supposed to be like last year or the year before that, but for whatever reason they put it off.
Yeah.
Because also at that same convention, they showed like a mini documentary about them just making the Rancor model. And it's like, why would you make all of this information? Like, why would you make a mini documentary about it if nothing was supposed to come of it?
Mm-hmm.
Other than to just go, look at this thing that we made that you can't get. Haha.
I feel like the Rancor, though, was a really weird choice for them to do as a HasLab for Black Series for the first one. I feel like that's kind of like they should have gone a little bit bigger and more like I think vehicle. I think creature was really an obscure thing because you didn't sync like everybody. You just were only getting like the hardcore collectors at that point.
Right. Yeah, because there's definitely some debate to be had too, because ultimately, like, the Rancor's in what, 5 minutes in the movie,
Yeah,
and like,
if that.
right, that's being extremely generous.
Yeah.
But to someone like me, hardcore Star Wars fan, Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. Like, yeah, Rancor was a no brainer, but I get like that not everyone's going to see the Rancor and go, holy shit, like this is what I need for my collection.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah. For the first HasLab, I could agree with you that the Rancor might have been a mistake. Maybe they should have went something a little bit more iconic.
I think X-Wing was like the safe bet. Like, I think they could have gone X-Wing and then done a tier unlock for a brand new retooled, remodeled R2 as like a tier unlock for, or just default come in with the figure or the X-Wing.
What they could have done, X-Wing, make it automatically come with Luke and R2.
Yeah.
Whether they're repacks or not.
I think Luke could have been a repack. R2 needed to be new.
For sure. I agree. They need a new astromech body. They need a new protocol body droid too. So, but Porkins tier, easy, like a figure that would never make it at mass retail, but for something special like this, like a Porkins tier, they could do like Gold Leader. They could do.
X-Wings are an easy tier unlock because it's just more 6-inch figures that could work in the X-Wing or different astromechs that come with it. I mean, if you did a tier unlock of like, it comes with a repack Jedi or repack X-Wing pilot Luke and the X-Wing as your default. That's all you got. Your first tier unlock is a retooled new R2-D2. Mm-hmm. Your next tier unlock, or even actually not just an R2, it's got like a R5 head that could like pop on and off it. So you could take either R2 or R5 and pop it on or off. And then you do another pilot for your second tier, maybe a third pilot for the fourth or for the third tier. Right. And then I don't know what you do for the like a fourth tier at that point, but
right. There's so many characters that they could do with an X-Wing, or they could even include like silly stuff like a little ladder, like the ladder thing to like roll up to the X-Wing, so you could have like someone posed on the stairs like walking up to the X-Wing. They could do like Biggs, would be a great option, obscure character to throw in there.
You could have even done like with Luke, you could do Biggs and Luke as just one's an alternate head.
Yeah.
You just do one default X-Wing pilot body that you could retool it, make a new X-Wing pilot body, and then just do like one or two heads with like two different helmets as like your default figure. Right.
I mean, Seabass, I'd love to see a Y-Wing. I think a Y-Wing might be small enough though to just be in the vehicle line.
Yeah, it could.
I think that what the problem is with the X-Wing and why I don't think it could ever be in the standard vehicle line is the wingspan.
Yeah.
It's just way too big, like with the actual wings like opened.
And that thing they got to do all that engineering for it too to make the wings work properly in a 6-inch scale.
Yeah, love Y-Wings, but I think Y-Wing is something that could be in the regular vehicle line, not necessarily HasLab. Because also, X-Wings and TIE fighters are pretty much the same size in a way. Yeah. Like, at least in terms of like when the wings are open. So you got to think it's going to be as big as the First Order X-Wing or First Order TIE fighter.
And longer because the front of that damn thing's so huge.
Yeah.
I mean, just think if they actually like included like a random set of different like tools with it. Like if that was one of the unlocks was like you said, the ladder that goes up to it, and maybe like a random toolkit thing for like the X-Wing repair that he'd had, and then you have like a storage in like the back of it where you could store extra accessories in the thing. It'd be such an easy. It'd be a no-brainer for them. I'm so shocked they didn't do it.
Right. I think that because an X-Wing is timeless. It doesn't. Yeah. It's not something that like the Rancor. made sense right now because by the time it was going to come out, it would be the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But like in X-Wing, you could do whenever the hell you want because every single, I mean, OT and sequels, they have X-Wings all over the place. So,
yeah.
Michael Cherry asks, so is Ula a Lucasfilm thing because a lot of Marvel Legends female figs are scantily clad? At this point, I have to assume so. There's no concrete information. Literally, the only nugget of information we got was from, I believe his name is Michael Evans. He's currently the senior designer for the Marvel team, but was previously on the Star Wars team. Out of nowhere, just randomly made like an offhand Instagram comment replying to someone that said that they can't make Ula. So I would have to imagine it's Lucasfilm, probably just, you know, being safe than sorry.
It could be a Disney thing too. You never know.
That is also true, but Disney also did release the original Black Series Slave Leia.
Did they?
That Black Series figure, I mean, the entirety, every Black Series figure has been released under the Disney umbrella. They owned Lucasfilm and Star Wars by the time the Black Series started happening. So, I mean, obviously they could have changed their mind.
I feel like it's a mind-changing thing. They just don't want to be associated with that look of,
right.
You know, that look, that what those like characters kind of represent in the movies at that time. So they're just like, we just want to be away from that.
Right. And I mean, Ula has never been like an easy figure to find. I always bring up the example here. Like this was probably like one of the last Ula figures you could really get. And this was a mail away figure. You had to mail away your hard-earned little proof of purchases from Power of the Force to get this figure. So she's never been like a figure that's just ready to go, or that's just everywhere. So yeah, and I mean that's a good point, Michael. Disney owns Marvel, but I think they've been
censoring a lot of Legends though lately too.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. There are some, but the thing is people, I don't think people pay attention to Marvel Legends the way that they pay attention to Black Series or Star Wars in general. So like there might be censored figures and you might not even know it, but that's just because like I don't think Marvel fans particularly get crazy obsessed with super small outfit details like Star Wars fans do.
Thing is too, a lot of them originate from comic books and a lot of them are really old comic books and stuff like that too, whereas Star Wars is like that was a person, like, you know, that wasn't just a drawing, that was an actual person in that outfit where they're like, no, we don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, HoloNet, that's why I said one of the last times. I'm covering my ass here because I know that I'm sure Ula was released after that particular figure pack. But again, that's also a Walmart exclusive set. So an exclusive, not widely available. I think that's the key with Ula is that she's never, I think every time she's been released, it's been exclusive or something hard to find.
Which, I mean, you think with a HasLab, that would be kind of the only place you could make a figure like that, because it's not going to be on a shelf somewhere in a store where anybody could see it or anybody could get it. It's like that is just for the fans. So I feel like whatever reason it is that they can't make her as a figure, it's definitely a high up decision. It's
for sure.
Yeah.
And clearly they are not able to even say they can't make the figure.
Yeah.
So it's like the hush is what really doesn't make any sense to me, because you don't even have to give a reason. Just say you can't do it. And I guarantee most people would shut up. Granted, there'd be speculation as to why not, but
yeah,
it's better than sitting here and just pretending like Slave Leia and Ula don't exist.
Well, that's where you get the loud group of people that are just going to keep like complaining about it not being a tier. And it's like, well, you're not going to get the confirmation or not on it. Like, and you're going to keep whining that it's not a thing, but it's never going to be a thing. So ask for a different figure at that point.
Right. And I think that would have solved a lot of the Rancor's problems if they would have just been like, guys, we know we want to make an Ula too, but we're not able. Yeah, but here's the thing, David, with this comment. Slave Leia was in the running for an archive fan vote.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have put her in the running for an archive fan vote if they weren't allowed to at least re-release that figure with a photoreal update. So that's where I think this situation
maybe they can't really just make any new figures.
Right.
Like
and technically it's not a new figure. But then again, everyone wasted the archive vote voting for Commander Cody when we could have gotten a figure that would have been much more desirable in the long run, because we could have got a brand new Cody on the new clone body, but
was
instead,
that Cody or was that 501st?
It was Cody,
because 501st was also an archive vote, right?
It was in the same vote. It just didn't quite go as high, I believe, or it wasn't a separate vote.
I thought it was a separate vote because I thought 501st was the new archive vote.
I'd have to go back and look.
I don't remember. I thought that one was, because that's why everyone complained, because it was the old body instead of the new clone body for the 501st.
Right. But like, that's the thing though, is that's what gets confusing to me, is why would they even bother offering her in an archive fan vote? Because she could have very well won if people weren't so blinded by the damn clones. I mean, I love clones as much as the next guy, but I am against most re-releases because that old clone body is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. I think I voted for 501st and maybe Cody when those were a thing, but that's just because I didn't have them.
Yeah.
I want them.
Maybe the 501st. No, I can't remember, because I know there was a fan vote where Cody won, and then I think there was a fan vote where Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan.
Oh, yeah.
Won. But like, personally, especially with Cody, I would have rather got a brand new figure either on the Rex body or on the new clone body.
Yeah.
I would have taken either of those options.
You got to think at some point Cody's got to get re-released on a new body for an unmasked head. Like, I feel like that's just an easy release right there. Just make a new Cody on a new body and give him an unmasked head, which you already have. And there you go. So he'll come out again.
Yep. And everyone's going to be like, why did I buy the archive version? It's like, well, we shouldn't have voted for the archive version. We shouldn't have voted for it. It should have gone to Slave Leia, because that is the figure that, without the fan vote, I don't think we'll ever see the light of day. So she has to win a fan vote if we want another crack at Slave Leia. See you, Vader. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy Spider-Man. Hopefully you have a lot of fun. Avoid
spoilers, because in 3 days it comes out in the UK before the US. So it's going to be all over the place.
I also agree, Jonathan. Slave Leia is a terrible figure. She's garbage. And photoreal will not fix the problems with that figure, but I think getting a newly tooled version is obviously out of the question. So if it's archive with photoreal versus the $50+ she goes for on eBay, I'm taking the archive. I'm taking the archive.
I would like to know an exact reason though why these figures are so, like, like, what's their reasoning behind why they can't be made. They'll never say it, but I would like to know.
Yeah, they there's like this incident that a lot of people point to where like some dad raised hell because he saw Slave Leia in the toy aisle and didn't want his daughter to see it or something like that. That was probably like the catalyst. And then they were just like, okay, we're just done. We're not going to make any more of this stuff. So
I guess you've got some really strict people out there that freak out about anything like that.
Right.
So.
Like, to me personally, that situation doesn't seem like it would have been enough to cause Lucasfilm to be like, we're done with this, but maybe it was.
I feel like, honestly, a good way to get around that now is just make it an online exclusive to like a fan channel site or somewhere that can't be in a physical store. So you can't have a complaint like that about something like that being an open eyes to anybody.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I don't know. I feel like
Right.
those should exist still.
And I think HasLab would have also been the best place to put ULA, because there's not a single child on planet Earth that's buying a $350 Rancor. So you could almost guarantee, you could almost 100% guarantee there wouldn't be a kid buying
that. That's the place to put anything, is in those big HasLabs.
Yep. So it's a really confusing situation, and unfortunately there's just not enough information out there to have like a definitive answer one way or another. But yeah, Michael Cherry, Dagobah Luke did win a fan vote.
Ew.
Dagobah Luke. Yep. Because they were like, it's a brand new, newly tooled Luke. So everyone was like, oh, hell yes. I even voted for Dagobah Luke back in the day because the idea of the newly tooled version was enticing. And I think Dagobah Luke is probably the best Luke Skywalker figure so far.
When was that fan vote? Was it? Because
that was
Dagobah Luke's only like, the new Yoda 2-pack one was what, like 2019?
It was a while back. That fan vote was a while back. It took a long time for them to bring Dagobah Luke out because he was only a digital render when they showed off him for like the.
So has he only had the 2 figures then? The Yoda 2-pack and then the standard release that was like right before or right after that, or at the same time?
And the black repaint for Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, that one. I don't have that one yet. I kind of want that one, if I'm being honest.
I'll be straight up with you, David. I love that one.
I kind of like the look of it.
The Dagobah Luke is an amazing figure. Tons of like fantastic articulation, but then just make that costume all black, and suddenly you've got a badass post Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Granted, they didn't give him his belt because in the comic book he's got a damn belt on.
That's just easy repaint.
Yep. So I think that figure is awesome, but you know,
I didn't buy any of those for that Maul, that Luke, that was it Jax? The other one?
It's Jackson, Kyrkanos, Darth Maul. Maul and Luke, I would say, are like the bangers.
Those are the 2 I wanted. I wanted to get the other guy, Kano or whatever, that one.
Yeah, Kyrkanos, which on the box they mislabeled him. They actually called him the villain of the story, Karnor Jax.
Yep.
Instead of calling him Kyrkanos, which is the hero characters. So, I mean, I would recommend all 4 of them. I honestly, even Jackson, like, it's a mix. It's X-wing pilot Luke from the torso up, and then farm boy Luke's legs, and it actually works really well. It has great articulation. But let's see. Jackson is an underrated figure. Exactly.
I just have no idea who the character is, so I just skipped
He's like it's like an original 70s Marvel comic book character.
Okay.
That was like recently brought back into canon. Jay Martin, I would say they probably do at least like 1 fan vote a year, I think.
Maybe. Did they do one this year?
I don't think they did one this year, but
probably like every other year type thing.
Yeah, they do it fairly regularly. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we'll never see an ULA Black Series figure, but life goes on. Life goes on. There's no reason to sit here and dwell about what we could have had when we know that we can't have it. So
yeah. I love how the Rancor just sneaks back into every topic.
Right?
It just always comes back.
But see, David, I think now you're leaning into conspiracy theory territory. There's no evidence to suggest one way or the other. So,
well, I could kind of see where that's coming from, because like even they did that with Smash Bros. They never said who properly won the ballot. I guess Sora won that, and they said that Bayonetta actually won back in the day. So I mean, it is always up to the company at the end of the day if they really want to reveal who wins votes like that, especially if they have numbers hidden and you don't see the active voter count.
Right. But I mean, I get that, but for this specifically, why
Yeah,
would they even give people
the option.
a sliver of hope that
Yeah.
she would get made?
Yeah,
I think that doesn't make sense, and I don't think Hasbro would specifically do that. Like, I
yeah.
don't think that they're not out to get us.
Unless the figure actually has a chance to get made, they're not going to give it the vote option, I think, there.
Yeah.
If it's an actual like write-in and you have people writing in Slave Leia, they just could deny it if they want to at that point, especially if she's the highest.
Yeah.
But if they give you their choices, then there's no way they wouldn't allow it if it goes through.
Right. Yeah. I don't think she would have been an option at all, because otherwise it just gets people's hopes up, which is worse than just not giving the option. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe there'll be another vote, an archive vote down the line, and maybe she'll be included again. Maybe she won't be. Who knows?
I wonder
Because also Jyn
have.
Erso was part of the archive vote too.
Actually, they might have had an archive vote this year, because I feel like one of the most recent archive votes were like newer figures on it. Maybe.
Well, there was the archive pipeline that they revealed where it was Emperor, C-3PO, Skiff-Guard Lando for some stupid ass reason. So it's hard to say. Rick asks, do you think Hasbro will release Bastila Shan with Gaming Greats line? Too much new sculpt required. I'm sorry. There's really what figure could you really reuse to make an accurate Bastila Shan costume? That's because
is that a KOTOR figure?
Yeah, she's like the main Jedi in KOTOR 1. But
I would
like,
have no idea what she looks like.
Your only options would be the female characters that already exist, which are extremely limited to begin with in the Black Series. You could do like Leia, Holdo, like a Rey body, but like her costume, I think, is just too unique to reuse anything to make her. So, and I don't think that they would spend the money to tool a Bastila Shan. I'm sorry, unless she's in the KOTOR remake.
Yeah, you might get it then.
But then again, she might look different.
Mm-hmm.
Because Revan, even though we've only seen a little glimpse of Revan, they look different. Revan looks slim. I think they're actually going to commit to Revan being female in the KOTOR remake, because it's ambiguous in the series. Because of course, if you play as a female character, Revan's a female. If you play as a male, Revan's a male. But I think in the new trailer for KOTOR, Revan looks specifically slender, like a female. So, and when you play KOTOR 2, they refer to Revan as her. So it's kind of like, I could definitely see them just going, Revan's a female now.
Yeah.
So we might get a new Revan that's a little slimmer. Bastila Shan might be different
with
costume.
The way Star Wars has kind of been moving anyways, it wouldn't be a shock to me if they just were flat out like solid 100% this character is only female now.
Right.
I could definitely see them doing that.
Right. Because it is ambiguous. Josh, Battlefront 2 Jet Trooper, I think, is actually supposed to come out first. Because the Battlefront 2 Jet Trooper still has a December release date.
Did the Night Brother get pushed back? I thought he was supposed to be like September, wasn't he?
He was supposed to come out the same time as the Flame Trooper. Well, a month apart. So Flame Trooper 1 month and then Night Brother the next month. But Night Brother got pushed back. My pre-order says January of next year. But I know people like Papa Gord already have their Night Brother. So who's to say?
Yeah,
who is to say?
Gotta love GameStop pre-orders too, because there's no indication on when they're coming half the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jaina Solo was a fan vote. She won. Again, the only way we ever would have got a Jaina Solo. So it's hard to say whether we'd get a Bastila. But yeah, Nightbro got pushed to 2022. Jaina Solo is a great figure, though. One of the best Black Series figures, at least in terms of articulation, specifically for a female body, too.
I regret not getting that one. I've seen it on Big Bad a couple times. I passed on it.
She is one of the only Black Series figures that has like the Lightning Collection chest articulation where she's got the crunch, but she also has the ball peg.
Oh,
like
the diaphragm.
Yeah, the diaphragm. I think she might actually be the only Black Series figure that has that articulation. Super good figure. The thing that sucks for me is she took a shelf dive and her lightsaber hilt broke.
Oof.
Yeah, so I can't really replace that either.
I just noticed that Jar Jar and Qui-Gon took a shelf dive today.
Ugh.
I think they're fine, but
yeah, Josh, I don't blame you, especially for this upcoming Imperial Senate Guard. I'm doing the same thing. The Gaming Greats figures are so well stocked. I have no doubt in my mind I'll be able to find it in store and avoid that GameStop shipping.
Yeah.
David, because there's like 3 different release dates for the new Boba Fett. Like GameStop says December 2022. I think Dorksize says July, and somewhere else had a different release date as well. So I think they're just throwing out a date, and that it's going to come out way earlier than any of those dates.
Yeah, release dates are so weird right now because like websites are just, you never know if somebody's got an early date, what's the actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even though it says like it could be a year away, it could be like realistically 2 months away. You never know.
Right. I think at this point, companies are just putting insanely later pre-order dates just in case, so they don't have to keep pushing the release date back, and that they can just go, well, we said it was going to come out in December of next year.
Because I mean, it looks bad on you at that point if you're going to constantly get emails saying, why is my order not here yet? Why are you delaying it? Stuff like that.
And people start getting worried when you start pushing pre-orders back. Like either A, am I going to get this figure, or B, what issues are they running into with this figure?
Yeah.
So I think,
and then you got to keep setting up that email to notify people all the time that, hey, your order got delayed. That's just a lot more work on their end when you could just be like, hey, this comes out in July, when realistically it's like May type of thing.
Yep. I think that's all it is they're just simply covering their bases. Yeah. So Dorkside has Throne Room Boba Fett listed as June of 2022. I know GameStop, Amazon says December of 2022 because that's where Justin pre-ordered his. Ooh, if anyone's looking for the not so great IG-11 Black Series figure, it did just pop into stock on Dorkside.
Gross.
Not a good figure, but
no,
if you need it for the representation, it's retail price.
I kind of upset that I never bought the SH Figure Arts one.
That was a figure that I 100% do not regret paying the insane amount of money I spent on it anyways.
Because I thought about getting the Mafex one as like a replacement because I think that one looks equally good.
They look pretty similar. I mean, the Mafex one just comes with the tray.
Yeah.
So that's like the difference between the two. But yeah. Yeah. Michael Cherry, well, Hasbro pushed Bodhi back to March, and now he's coming next week. Exactly. Case in point. Case in point. There are no release dates anymore. There are none.
Yeah, because I think my Trapper Wolf and my Stormtrooper Vintage Collection 4-pack that they did, those said they were supposed to be next year sometime, and I think I've had confirmation emails on both of them.
Yep, I got a confirmation email on my TVC 4-pack too.
Oh, you got one too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I might not be a TVC collector, but when I see badass things like that, I'm like, I can't not get. And just like with all those deluxe TVC packs, I got all 3 of those because they look fantastic.
I think I had ordered the Emperor that they did, that standalone Emperor, at the same time as that Stormtrooper pack. And right before then, I had ordered, I think, the Rogue One Vader. So it's like I've got what I need, my 4 troopers and Palpatine and Vader in the TVC, so I'm good.
Yep. So yeah, I picked up a spare Emperor so that I could open this one to use with the throne room display, because I did get the TVC throne room as well.
I did not get that.
But
I thought about it, but
the thing they did was they included the awesome angry head with the single pack, and then if you bought the throne room, it's the calm head. So I just wanted to have both representations. And Josh said, did Justin reveal what Lego set he spent his Rancor money on? No, he hasn't even told me if he did. I think he's keeping it a surprise for the video. He did ask me, though, gunship or cantina, and I said cantina, which might be a controversial pick, but
I feel like he went gunship.
I feel like he did, like, knowing Justin, knowing his Clone Wars fandom, he went gunship. But to me, if I was picking between those two, I'd probably go cantina just because of the sheer amount of minifigures that come with it.
Well, because the gunship is one of those like ultimate sets, right? Where it's not made for the minifigs, isn't it?
Well, no, I think it fits the minifigs in there.
Well, I can't remember because they do those ultimate ones where it's like the minifigs could go in it, but it's like way scaled up, bigger than what it should be, to where it looks funny with the minifigs.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Lego to speak with confidence about about it. So, maybe it's not in scale. The minifigs do look pretty small. Looking at pictures with the gunship, the minifigs do look particularly small in comparison. So you might be right on that. I don't know for sure, though. Wookie Sin, our resident Lego. Yep. So yeah, UCS gunship is much larger than minifig scale. Wolf is correct. Yep. Josh works at the Lego store, so he is the authority on Lego.
Yeah, I know those. Was it UCS sets? Yeah, those things are huge.
Yeah. But to me, like the Lego Cantina set, like I always say, if I'm going to get into Lego, I'm going to go for the big, ridiculous sets. I don't want to fool around with the little pissant $20, $30 sets.
Yeah.
I would get the Cantina. I would get the Cantina set just for the sheer amount of minifigs. And realistically, if Lego really wanted to get me, they would do Jabba's Palace in the same fashion. Then I would 100% buy that. That would be my, okay, I'm getting into Lego, is if they did the Cantina set, but it's Jabba's Palace.
Well, that'd be an easy one because then you do another set that goes along with it that includes a Rancor there, and then you get a, I'm pretty sure, have they done a Lego Jabba sail barge before?
I don't know. Again, I'm too unfamiliar with Lego to. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see for Justin's vlog. He's hush hush with me too, so he doesn't like revealing things like that.
I definitely think Cantina should have been a better pick. The UCS stuff is cool, but that's just your big display stuff. You can't do anything with them really besides just have the big old vehicle on display.
Yeah, but knowing him, knowing his love of Clone Wars, I'm sure he went gunship. Not that he doesn't love OT, but yeah, Mark, Cantina hands down 21 minifigs. For me, the minifigs would be the value right there, including 21 minifigures of every single Cantina alien almost. I mean, I'm sure they might have missed one or two, but
yeah,
that's a complete display right there. You get a complete display with that Lego set. Whereas the gunship, like everyone just pointed out, you can't even put your minifigs in it.
Then you slap a Millennium Falcon down somewhere close to it, and then you got a whole outside display of the Cantina.
No shit. Like there's so much that can go around the Cantina set. So that's what I would personally do if I was in Justin's shoes, but I'm not in Justin's shoes. So
Lego's a damn rabbit hole that you don't want to get down.
Right. I collect way too much, so I'll probably never collect Lego. But if someone was feeling froggy, like my girlfriend wanted to get me a gift, like a super expensive gift, then yeah, I'd be like Lego Cantina.
I have too many Lego Star Wars sets still in their boxes, binned up in my crawl space that I'm like, well, they'll come out one day.
Nice.
They'll get built.
See, Josh says, I have both. Only bought the LAT to support PT UCS as we have so much OT and next to That's a good point. I could definitely see that as well, just to show Lego like, hey, we want prequel trilogy stuff like this too.
Yeah.
But OT always sells. OT will always sell. It's never going to go out of style, regardless of. I know there's some young,
got a bigger audience.
Yeah, there's some younger generations that are kind of resistant to OT, but I think OT is always, forever and always, going to be the Star Wars bread and butter. It's the original thing that started it all. But yeah, so. All right, but we've been going for about 3 hours here. I think it's time to set sail here for the day. I'm starving. I'm so hungry. So, David, I want to thank you once again for joining us. Next week, David will be on with me again. So it's going to be round 2 of the Nate and David show. But next week, we are going to be counting down our top 10 figures of 2021. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Personally, for myself, I am not going to include any Black Series figures because that'll be for a different episode. That'll be figure it out topic. So my list is going to be non-Black Series figures that I loved in 2021. David, of course, if you want to include Black Series figures, totally fine.
I feel like there's at least one that's going to make it.
Yeah. I wanted to just do something different because on Figure It Out, we're going to talk about our favorite Black Series figures of the year. So I felt it'd be kind of redundant, but next week's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking figures of the year. So you're not going to want to miss that. Justin's going to be gone again next week as well. He's continuing his vacation. So it'll be the Nate and David show. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Check out David's channel. Subscribe to him. He does all sorts of reviews. Halo, Marvel, Star Wars, all sorts of stuff. Definitely check his channel out. Of course.
It's a random mess over there.
But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. David knows what he's talking about. He's deep in the figure lore knowledge. So it's a great place to learn a lot.
It is a damn hard thing to keep up with all these companies and lines and everything.
Absolutely. And I'm sure we surprised a lot of people today about going in and talking about all sorts of stuff that's not just Star Wars. So thanks again, David, for joining us today. Certainly appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Over 3 hours here on the stream. We still have 71 people hanging out. So I appreciate you all greatly. We also do have a channel membership for 99 cents a month. You can get some name badges and some cool emojis to use in the stream. Definitely recommend that. I know there's a lot of channel members in here right now. You've seen the emojis throughout the stream. So thanks everyone for tuning in this week. Can't wait to see you all next week. In terms of content this week, of course, we'll still have Figured Out. I'll probably have a review of Bodhi Rook up this week as well. So be on the lookout for that. But with that being said, thank you for watching. I'm Nate, joined with David.
See ya.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement. End the stream!